All right, thank you very much. I am pleased to be joined by the Executive Vice President of Social Impact for the Red Sox and Executive Director of the Red Sox Foundation, Becca Salwasser, as well as our esteemed guest, Dr. Hana Shaul Bar Nissim, the Deputy Director of the U.S. for the Ruderman Family Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us. So you guys co-sponsored an event here recently at Fenway Park. Tell us about that and what you hope that those in attendance would leave with.
Yeah, sure. So as everyone knows, May is Mental Health Awareness Month in addition to AAPI Heritage Month. So we wanted to kick off the month in a very meaningful way. And in partnership with the Ruderman Family Foundation, we thought, what better way to bring together experts in this field of mental health, advocates of the work in mental health, and leverage the platform of the Boston Red Sox and the Red Sox Foundation to bring awareness to such a critical issue, especially being Mental Health Awareness Month. So it was a great conversation. We had it moderated by Amina Smith with NBC Sports Boston, as well as Mary Lou Sutters was here, Mayor Wu was here, Linda Henry, Sam Kennedy, just a room full of sort of folks committed to the work in this area and folks that are able to leverage their microphone and megaphone to make sure that we can lessen the stigma around mental health and really access all of our resources to bring the necessary awareness to this topic.
I'm glad you brought that up, and I'll get to you, Dr. Hana Nissim. The Red Sox and the Ruderman Foundation, two phenomenal organizations, but what's the importance of partnering together to lessen that stigma surrounding mental health?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you. So the Ruderman Family Foundation really believes that mental health needs to be approached in an overarching manner. Here in Massachusetts, we really need to understand that mental health doesn't really impact one community, one age group, one institution, or one sector. We have to understand that it touches upon everyone, specifically individuals in their community, but in their workplace, in their education institutions, and so on. So we really feel the way to approach it is through three different levels that our partnerships allows. The first one is really through reach, the second is access, and the third is really by changing attitudes and perception. So reach, when we join our platforms together, that really creates a meaningful outreach. We as organizations, the Ruderman Family Foundation, as well as the Red Sox Foundation and team, operate in a similar geographic sphere, but we don't operate across similar communities. So bringing together our reach to our respective communities and really generating a diverse cohort really creates a broad outreach. In terms of access, there are services out there when it comes to mental health. There is program, there is funding, but most people are not informed in what's out there or are too ashamed to receive help and access. Through our partnerships, specifically the Impact Awards, we really try to and understand who are the organizations operating across mental health in New England and specifically targeted at teens and young adults. By understanding that, we first of all enable to kind of assess the sector and the organizations operating and really bring to the Red Sox fans, to the broader community in greater Massachusetts and New England, an understanding of what's out there to inform them about services and really make them connected and understand how they can gain access to programming, education, and services when it comes to mental health. And finally, when we talk about changing perceptions, the Red Sox are huge. They have access to a wonderful and impressive fan base who have access to businesses, schools, universities, and faith communities across Massachusetts and New England. When we change perceptions through the Red Sox team and foundation by making the issue of mental health present through the games, through mutual events, through media announcements, through the Impact Awards, we really change that mindset of it's okay to talk about my mental health challenges, it's okay to ask for help. The players that I admire are doing that, so can I. The organization or the sports team that I follow is saying it's okay, normalizes it, so I can do it. So access, reach, as well as change is really something that we work on together. We're going on our third year, and I think we're starting to make a significant change. There's much more to do, but we're getting there, and we're very appreciative, of course, for the Red Sox Foundation and team and their really valued partnership with the Ruderman Family Foundation.
All right, important to get the message of the good work being done by the Red Sox Foundation. Now the Red Sox going to have their work cut out for them as Shohei Ohtani gets ready for his first ever Fenway Park start. Stay with us. Red Sox First Pitch on NESN is presented by Rodenheiser Home Services. If you want AC for your home this summer, schedule for your free consultation today at Rodenheiser.com. Supplies may be limited, and if you wait until summer, it may be too late.
Nesson, the official.
Join Kevin Millard.
I'm just a dude that loves baseball.
And Steven Nelson.
I'm nervous as hell, man.
On a quest for legends worthy of the sacred prize.
You thought I lost my mind, but
it's unpredictable baseball coverage that will have you on the edge of your seat all season long.
So keep it locked here on MLB Network all day.
Swing into action and join the adventure on Intentional Talk, only on MLB Network.
Let's watch some baseball.
Game of the series against the Angels after an ugly extra innings loss last night. Third and final game of this series coming up at the top of the hour, and we move on now with Red Sox Game Day Live presented by Plymouth Rock. The Red Sox want to make a move here. They are 8 games behind the New York Yankees, just 1 game ahead of the last place Baltimore Orioles. They have won only 1 series all season. They have only won back-to-back games twice, and they haven't done that in 2.5 weeks. Other than that, everything's just great here at Fenway Park in Boston, where we cover Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by Plymouth Rock Auto and Home Insurance for Boston sports fans. Tom Karen, Ellis Burks, Hall of Famer Jim Rice with you. Got to get the bats going. It still all begins there because this offense is expected to be much better than it has been so far. We've seen signs here over the last couple of home games. Last night, I thought one really good sign was Trevor Story at the top of the order. Couple of doubles, 3 runs batted in. First time as a member of the Red Sox, he has multiple extra base hits in a game. And you could see this in the prior couple of days. The 3 walks on Sunday, barreling up some balls, even though he didn't have a hit to show for him, they were at somebody. You could see him coming around.
Well, that's what it takes. You know, anytime you're struggling, you want to see as many pitches as you can. And with those 3 walks, he saw breaking balls, he saw fastballs, excuse me, and he made some adjustments. Coming into Fenway Park, got some pitches that he could handle, hit him off the wall, couple of 3 RBIs right there, 2 doubles. He looks good.
But one thing you got to think about, if you're hitting the ball, you got a chance. If you're not hitting the ball, no chance. And so at least he's making contact. When you make that contact, and once you start making contact, you realize what you're doing. You're not rolling over, hit too many ground balls, get a couple balls off the wall. You know you're going through the ball. You guys can speak to this, though. Sometimes one of the toughest things for a baseball player is you know you're hitting the ball well, but you get nothing to show for it. Right? Yeah. I mean, that's the game, right? It's the only sport like that. You can absolutely drill a line drive every at-bat, but if it's at somebody, they're going to catch it. How do you avoid the frustration? You haven't been doing well. Now you know it's coming around, but you're not getting the result. You don't change anything. You say to yourself, somebody's going to pay.
Right.
Because you know it's coming. Because you went through a stretch where you're not doing well, and all of a sudden you started hitting the ball. It's just sooner or later, if they got good defense, you're hitting the ball so it's pitched. You don't change anything. In other words, you're going to start elevating the ball a little bit more.
If it's the middle of the season, I think we're not even talking about this, but because it's the beginning of the season with a new guy, a new team. Now some, immortals stay with the same team their whole career.
Right.
Most of the only great players will bounce around a little bit.
Sure.
When you're with a new team, I know he's doing all the right things. I know he's saying there's no pressure, but there is, right?
Yeah.
Part of a new contract with a new team is that you are now expected to be the man, and he's still growing in.
As a competitor, it's only natural. You go to a new team, you want to make an instant, immediate impact to that team. Now, if you don't, okay, it's obvious you're going to have to go through a little trial and tribulations, but he's okay. He's the kind of player, he's going to make adjustments. He's in a new environment, new fan base. Everyone loves him. He just has to remember, let me just be myself, and that's exactly what he has to do.
But see, one more thing I think he got to realize, too. The National League throw you more what?
Fastballs. Used to.
Okay, yeah, you got. But now you see, even though he's probably looking at a situation where he saw a lot of fastballs, now he comes over here. They're like Hawaii 5-0. Hook him, Daniel. That's what they do. They hook him.
Well, that was last night. Both doubles on the breaking pitch after he had barreled up the fastballs on Tuesday. So I think if you look at the last 3 games, you're starting to see what Trevor's story is all about and what he's going to become.
He's making the adjustments.
No doubt about that.
That's
all right, Red Sox need to make an adjustment to the win column. That's what we need. Maybe win an extra innings game, but maybe today just win it
Just
9.
win. Just win out.
The Red Sox and Angels coming up. Shohei Ohtani's never started at Fenway Park as a pitcher. He will be today. We've got more on that coming up. Red Sox Game Day Live on NESN is presented by Plymouth Rock Assurance, the official auto and home insurance provider of the Boston Red Sox.
Tired of high-pressure companies selling replacement windows? Wondering if there's a better option? Well, there is.
JD Sash offers high-quality Marvin windows and doors, measured and installed, without the gimmicks.
With Marvin, we can provide a turnkey, no-hassle solution for any design or budget.
Go with the specialists you can trust, JD Sash and Marvin. For a limited time, save up to $1,500 off the installation of Marvin windows or doors.
Hurry,
To the track, to the wall. He made the catch.
Catch your team.
Oh, what a play.
My team.
He leaps and makes the catch.
Every team.
As good as it gets.
Only on MLB Network.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Should be too. Let's check in with Fox 61 in Connecticut and all our NESN television partners for the forecast.
Good afternoon. I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Christina Ernie for NBC 10 Providence. We're looking at a mostly cloudy stretch of weather here starting tonight, lasting through tomorrow and even into your weekend as well. We're falling back into the 40s overnight tonight, staying dry for the first half of your Friday as we hit those middle 60s. So still pretty seasonable, but we will see some showers south of the Mass Pike as we head towards the afternoon, and a little bit dreary on Saturday as well. Mother's Day, though, windy and sunny in the 50s.
All right, Kurt Suzuki, a 16-year veteran of Major League Baseball now, 5 different teams. This is his second season in Los Angeles. You take a look at his career numbers over nearly 1,600 games. We get more from Jemai Webster at the State Street Pavilion.
TC, Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month continues here in the month of May, and we caught up with Wailuku, Hawaii native and Japanese American Angels catcher Kurt Suzuki. The 38-year-old has been a big leaguer for 16 years and counting, and owns Hawaii's home run record as their home run king with 140 in his career. We talk with him about what he represents in that community, and he tells us he values it very much.
It's definitely an honor. I definitely feel blessed in the position I am today. Definitely wouldn't be here today with all the support, of, the state of Hawaii, all my family and friends, everybody out there, and just to be able to kind of take on that role model person that maybe, kids growing up in Hawaii or California or wherever, that they have somebody to look up to, and, hopefully that, I can be a good example for them and allow them to keep following their dreams and get to, where they're dreaming of going.
Suzuki was a College World Series champion in 2004 with Cal State Fullerton. He was an All-Star for the first time with the Twins in 2014 and a World Series champion with the Nationals in 2019. He is also the all-time hit leader of Hawaii big leaguers with 1,403 career hits, second to former Red Sox and fellow Maui boy Shane Victorino, who has 1,274 career big league knocks.
The Flying Hawaiian. Meantime, our Heat Zone brought to you by Rodenheiser Home Services. The Flying Aruban is our guy tonight. Up to $10,000 in rebates for 2022 when installing new AC and heating systems. Schedule your free consultation at Rodenheiser.com today. Last 8 games, last 10 games, slice it however you want. But Xander Bogaerts has been in the zone. And we'll tell you why this was a home run, the likes we haven't seen yet this season from the Red Sox. Alex Spear will join us to sift into some of the offensive issues and what this team needs to do against Ohtani today. Red Sox Game Day Live on NESN is presented in part by buyatoyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit buyatoyota.com.
B is for Blue Cross. B is for Blue.
Hey kids, join MLB Network and your favorite players for a show made just for you. Play ball. It's all the big moments, bat flips, and amazing plays from an exciting week of baseball and tips to up your game. Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Baseball's biggest moments are live on MLB Big Inning. MLB.TV's nightly show takes you from game to game for all the grand slams, no-hitters, walk-offs, and more as they happen.
Wow, he can do it all!
Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel.
This is some kind of awesome.
After your game ends, the action's just heating up on MLB Big Inning. Every night on MLB.TV.
putting up zeros left and right. Offense is they're doing their part, and it's our job to come in and lock down a ball game. A lot of that probably falls on me. I've been terrible. I mean, let's just call a spade, right? So I got to figure my shit out. And we're going to get there. I mean, I'm working on it every day and feeling better every day. I know that the results are terrible, but we're not going to stop. So, it's definitely frustrating.
All right, Clubhouse Insider Alex Spear of the Boston Globe with us now. It sounds a bit dramatic for a guy to say it probably starts with me, but in some ways it does, because Barnes was going to get that first crack at being the closer, wasn't available at the beginning, hasn't been effective now that he's back, and because of that and some other things, but the bullpen as a whole now is in turmoil.
I mean, you go back to last July, he was the linchpin of the bullpen for those first 4 months of the season. Unbelievable start to the year, and then he hit a wall. He became fatigued, and then ever since then, really dating back to last August, the Red Sox haven't had a defined structure to their bullpen, and they haven't been able to. They've had to respond to how guys are feeling at any individual point, and hoping that Matt Barnes gets back to being the guy who they've known for many years.
The velocity hasn't been there this year. How much of that is playing into this?
That's huge for him, because he's able to outstuff guys by his own account. There are times in his career when he has command, a lot of times when he's a high walk rate guy, but it doesn't matter because he's able to wipe out guys with strikeouts, even when he puts guys on base through walks. Right now, if he's putting someone on base through a walk, there's a lot of contact, and oftentimes, as yesterday, hard contact that makes that much more damaging.
Right now, it's hard to think, and even Dennis Eckersley was saying this the other day, it's hard to think along with Alex Cora for the bullpen right now, because there just aren't any defined roles, it seems, after the seventh inning.
Yeah, and particularly because they're trying to manage workloads at the early stage of the season, where you're seeing maybe where you would have like a Brazier coming back off of a really good outing a couple nights ago and then not pitching yesterday. You might have him back-to-back if it were a little bit deeper into the season, but he is trying to figure it out based on matchups, based on how a Diekman slider plays against some of the lefties, that sort of thing, but it is changing on a night-to-night basis.
Okay, I said this last night. We got into this last night a little bit. I've come full circle on Garrett Whitlock. I was strongly in the camp that he should be a starter if he could pitch like that, and I still think ultimately he is a starter. But the question is, when is that? And right now, you take a look at essentially to the point when Whitlock was moved into the rotation, the bullpen has really struggled. And part of it is because Whitlock's not there. Does this team need Whitlock in the bullpen more than it needs him in the rotation?
Yeah, it's funny. I talked to Chaim Bloom the other day, and his answer, he said, well, unfortunately, there's only one of him, and we can't have him do all of the different things. It is a really interesting conversation, because the value of starting pitchers has never been smaller in Major League Baseball when we're only asking 5 innings out of them instead of 6, 7, 8, which is, to me, a bit of sad development to the state of the game, but that's where we are. So is a guy who's able to contribute 2 innings 3 times a week not more valuable than 5 innings every 5 days? It's a really interesting question. You want every out that Whitlock is recording to be high leverage. That's still been the case, but you haven't had anyone behind him.
He's been really good as a starter, Jim, and they've lost all 3 of his starts.
But there's no more Gossage. There's no more Lee Smith.
No.
There's no more Hoffman, Rivera. There's no more. And so you can talk about guys like I was saying, you got to have guys that, hey, Skip, I'm going to give you 3 today. Come in the next day, I can give you 2. Skip, I'm going to give you another. You don't have it anymore. And so what he's doing, he's going to matchups. And sometimes those matchups, just because the guy hasn't pitched in a couple of days, you go with that matchup. It doesn't work that way sometimes, but it's not old school.
Well, then we know that. There's no doubt about that. I do want to get you before I leave. You tweeted out last night. Actually, you're leaving, not me. I'm staying. But it was the first. It's hard to imagine this. It was the first late and close home run the Red Sox have gotten. And we're 25 games into the season. Xander Bogaerts last night looked like it was going to be the home run that really helped this team take that next step forward. We know what happened later. But this was a big moment offensively.
Yeah, I mean, look, they've been power deficient in all aspects of the game. But against bullpens, especially in late innings, close games, it just hadn't happened. So you're starting to see guys taking bigger, more aggressive swings and feeling like maybe their timing is coming around a little bit more, not just against those guys they're seeing a couple times as a starter, but also against bullpen arms. That was a great sign for the Red Sox. Xander Bogaerts has offered most of the great signs for this team so far this year.
Story, the doubles, those were good signs last night. The offense starting to show signs. You're right about that.
Incipient signs.
There you go. Well done. Nice of you to drop by. Now you do have to leave. We have to continue the show.
It's kicking you out.
We will
what I get for busting out incipient.
Listen, day games after night games. Don't drop incipient on me. Day game after night game. All right, I got to think. Shohei Ohtani ready to start a day game here at Fenway. His first start at the ballpark. We've got more as we get you ready for first pitch. Red Sox Game Day Live on NESN is presented by Plymouth Rock Assurance. And now the Bostonians talk sports and insurance. Brought to you by Plymouth Rock.
Look at this. I don't know how this season. It's been like one.
And here are the first images.
Hello, everyone.
You don't have to leave the solar system to watch MLB Network. Just sign in with your TV provider info at MLBnetwork.com or through the MLB app. MLB Network, just about anywhere in the known universe.
Baseball's biggest moments are live on MLB Big Inning. MLB.tv's nightly show takes you from game to game for all the grand slams, no-hitters, walk-offs, and more as they happen.
Wow, he can do it all!
Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel.
This is some kind of awesome.
After your game ends, the action's just heating up on MLB Big Inning. Every night on MLB.tv.
And home insurance for Boston sports fans. It'll be Trevor Story after the 3 RBI 2-double night last night, leading off. Now, Kike Hernandez had to leave the team earlier today. He is not feeling well. Alex Cora saying they're hoping it is not any kind of virus situation, so to keep an eye on that. Devers, Bogarts, Martinez, Verdugo, Cordero in right with Bradley in center. Dalbec and Plawecki, the other batters in the lineup today. Shohei Ohtani ready to make his first start as a member of the Angels here at Fenway Park in Boston. Ohtani, of course, has been batting second through much of the season, third as the designated hitter. Last night, drew walks in the 9th and 10th innings, scored a run in the 10th when he came in on the 3-run home run for Jared Walsh. So the Red Sox hoping to get to him as a pitcher today and win just their second series of the year. We thank you for watching Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by Plymouth Rock Auto and Home Insurance for Boston sports fans.
Hey kids, join MLB Network and your favorite players for a show made just for you. Play ball. It's all the big moments, bat flips, and amazing plays from an exciting week of baseball and tips to up your game. Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Join Kevin Millard.
I'm just a dude that loves baseball.
And Steven Nelson.
I'm nervous as hell, man.
On a quest for legends worthy of the sacred prize.
You thought I lost my mind, but
it's unpredictable baseball coverage that will have you on the edge of your seat all season long.
So keep it locked here on MLB Network all day.
Swing into action and join the adventure on Intentional Talk. Only on MLB Network.
Let's watch some baseball.
beautiful, sunny Cinco de Mayo at Fenway. The Red Sox must quickly bounce back after a dark night last night, losing Game 2 in extra innings. Today they face Shohei Ohtani, who's not only the starting pitcher, he'll also bat third for L.A. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Great to see you. Dave O'Brien alongside the three-time All-Star Kevin Youkilis, also Jemai Webster joining us in a few moments. So a very tough loss for the Red Sox last night, but the Red Sox get no favors today facing Ohtani. He is a special talent.
Yeah, he's one of the best we've seen here in baseball, and there's a special rule for him, where if he's done with pitching, he can stay in the game as a DH. So it's really exciting to watch him. This guy is going to come in with a four-seam. He's going to throw a lot of sliders, little curveballs, cut down the cutter a little bit, but also gets guided into the four-seam category because he cuts it a little bit to the glove side. So going to have to get after him. He's going to throw a lot of splitters too. So let's see what he does out there.
Well, magnificent season. Last year, he went 9-2 with a 3.18 ERA. That's as a starting pitcher. And, of course, in the batter's box, he hit 46 home runs. The modern-day Babe Ruth, as people like to say. Meanwhile, Rich Hill will go for the Red Sox. The 42-year-old left-hander has been excellent in back-to-back starts. Tanner Houck also available to piggyback. Red Sox need the win to take the series. It's Game 3 on a gorgeous day at Fenway. Coming your way next.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Using the old baseball stats only gives you part of the puzzle. But when we challenge ourselves using advanced tools and modern thinking, you'll see the bigger picture.
Challenge all things baseball with MLB Now, only on MLB Network.
Fletcher at second base, Shohei Ohtani the pitcher. Rendon's at third with Walsh at first base. Stassi does the catching. Jag Mayfield in left field. Brandon Marsh in center. And Andrew Velazquez will be the shortstop. Facing the Red Sox starter, presented by Audi. Visit your New England Audi dealer. Experience the fully electric Audi e-tron today. Rich is 0-1, but has thrown the ball very well in his last two starts, a .371 earned run average.
Here's the Red Sox Defensa, presented by the Oakers Company, celebrating over 100 years of service and support, and proud home of TouchView Interactive. We got Rafael Devers at third base, Xander Bogaerts at shortstop, Trevor Story at second base, and Bobby Dahlbeck at first. We got Alex Verdugo in left, Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, Franchi Cordero in right. We got Rich Hill on the bump, and Kevin Plawecki doing the catching.
The Judiciary brought to you by BuyAToyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. Paul Emmel has home plate, Seha Dreckman, and Hoberg on the bases. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP brought to you by Toyota Certified Used Vehicles. Visit ToyotaCertified.com and see factory-backed used Toyotas right now. Weather forecast is beautiful, presented by Window World, the official replacement window of the Red Sox. 63 degrees. It says partly cloudy, but it's mostly sunny.
It's gorgeous.
Your favorite holiday of the year?
Yes.
So happy Cinco de Mayo as Ward gets in. And we are underway. Well, brutally tough loss last night. Red Sox trying to bounce back here this afternoon and erase that memory very quickly. Ward hitting .375, and he was right in the thick of it last night with a go-ahead home run in the 10th inning.
Yeah, he got a really good fastball and jumped on that thing. Woo.
Sure did. He's been one hot hitter. He was the American League Player of the Week, April 25 through May 1st. He hit .448 with 4 home runs and 11 RBIs in 1 week.
Wow. Pretty sure he got that watch.
He got the watch, the 2-1. 2-2. Rich Hill has been sharp, allowing just 5 hits over the last 8 innings with no runs allowed. He could not wait to get out there and throw the first pitch, and that's going to be raked foul. Ward's home run last night in the 10th.
Yeah, that thing was middle. Barnesy knew right away once he hit it. Man, he got all of that thing. And that was the tough part about it. We weren't establishing good fastballs, and then guys were taking all the breaking balls to get into hitters' counts.
Red Sox carried a 4-3 lead into that 9th inning after the home run in the bottom of the 8th by Xander. Here's the 2-2. And he struck him out. Ward caught looking, one gone.
Yeah, great job here, just bringing that fastball in the inside corner. It looked like he wanted to go away with this, but he did. He was calling for it out, but hey, sometimes you miss your location. It's a good thing. Taylor Ward was kind of taking that inside pitch. He didn't want it. He was kind of probably looking away for that curveball and the heater outside.
Sends up Fletcher. 148, no home runs for the second baseman. Rich Hill today making his 200th career start. A fly ball as Cordero moves toward the line to make the catch. Franchi's in right, and as you mentioned, Jackie Bradley Jr. is in center. Kike Hernandez is under the weather. And Kike not going today, so Jackie takes over in center for this afternoon.
Always great to see him out there in center field. I mean, it was a staple for many years, but man, he is just fun to watch play out there, especially in that 420 triangle out there.
And Red Sox very fortunate in that regard to have 2 outstanding center fielders. Here's Shohei, 230 with 4 home runs. And the 0-1 pitch. Rattles that one. Nice charge by Dolbeck, and that's a quick start for Rich Hill. And now Ohtani is about to head to the pitcher's mound.
Getting outdoors is all about the experience, the thrills, the rides, the memories. We put that in a bottle. Clean ingredients like coconut oil, activated charcoal, and shea butter. Everyman Jack, naturally derived, outdoor inspired.
I wish I could try these glasses on first.
Here, step into the future where everything is possible. Welcome. Here you can try on Warby Parker glasses using only your phone.
Really? Wow, I like it here. And I like these.
You can stay, but I'll need my phone.
Okay.
Just shop prescription glasses starting at $95 and virtually try them on in the Warby Parker app.
This is the planning effect from Fidelity. Ben isn't worried about retirement because his plan is backed by the team at Fidelity. A group of investment professionals manages Ben's IRA for him, analyzing market conditions and helping him stay on target. He gets one-on-one coaching when he wants some advice and can adjust his plan whenever he needs to. And now he's so prepared for retirement, Ben is feeling totally zen. That's the planning effect from Fidelity.
Story had a really nice night last night. He'll be followed by Rafi Devers, Xander Bogaerts, who hit his second home run. J.D. Martinez, Alex Verdugo with Franchi Cordero in right, Bobby Dahlbeck at first base, Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, and Kevin Plawecki doing the catching. Against the Angels, starter presented by Amica. Discover Amica Auto, Home, and Life Insurance. The unique talent that is Shohei Ohtani. 2-2, a 4.19 ERA. The reigning American League MVP, making his first career pitching start at Fenway. And Story will be the first man in against him. Red Sox losing in extra innings last night and are now 0-5 in extra inning games. And I realize that's more an oddity more than anything else. That should straighten itself out. But the Red Sox were a really good team in extra innings last year. They went 11-5 last season.
Well, now we just got to run 11 straight in a row of wins in extra innings. But man, it's been tough, and I think everything's just been going that way. So got to bounce back. Got to look into the positive of, hey, it can't happen all year.
Well, Story to dig in. Coming off a really fine night with a pair of doubles, drove in 3. He broke last night's scoreless tie with a 2-run double in the 3rd, then a 2-2 tie with an RBI double in the 5th inning. And the first one from the right-hander. 96 on the gun. We've seen him throw 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, he can bring it at times. Trevor getting that fastball early and trying to ambush him, just fouled it off.
Major League Baseball made several rule changes for this season, including amending the DH rule. In the event a starting pitcher will bat for himself, that player is considered 2 separate people. And if the starter is replaced, he can continue as the DH. And if the DH is replaced, he can continue as a pitcher, but he can no longer hit for himself.
It's basically the Shohei rule.
Exactly right.
Should actually call it that.
Here's the 1-1. He's the first starting pitcher to bat in one of the top 4 spots in the order in a game at Fenway since Babe Ruth. September 20 of 1919. When he batted 4th in the Red Sox order. Actually did it 13 times at Fenway when he was the starting pitcher. But in 1919, in that game, he moved to left field after 5 1/3 innings of pitching and hit a walk-off home run in the 9th inning.
The question is, can Shohei hang with Babe Ruth off the field? That's all I care about.
Could anybody? Could anybody eat that many hot dogs?
Yeah. And beverages and
yes. There were a lot of beverages consumed of many different kinds.
Yes.
By the Bambino.
Stay hydrated.
They've got his bat up in Cooperstown, one of his bats, and it's a tree trunk. How did he swing that thing?
It's an oak. It was a whole oak tree, I felt like.
2-2. Devers on deck.
Yeah, they didn't have maple back then.
Shohei with 252 career strikeouts. That is a club record through 39 games as a pitcher for the Angels. He spoiled that one.
Yeah, great job fighting that off. I mean, that's something that we're loving to see too, where Trevor's going to fight these pitches off with swinging through these a little bit early on. But that's what you're going to see. You're going to see a lot more sliders to righties. You're going to see a little bit more of the curveballs going to the lefties. And they'll throw that little split in there too.
Story's so close to that first home run. He's hit some shots in this series that another month, a warmer month, are probably gone. And down he goes on that split.
Let's take a look at the Angels defensa. Anthony Rendon at third base, Andrew Velasquez at shortstop, David Fletcher at second base, Jared Walsh at first. We got Jack Mayfield in left, Brandon Marsh in center, Taylor Ward in right. We We got Shohei Ohtani on the mound and hitting for himself, and Max Stassi behind the dish.
Raffy at 286 with 4 home runs. Had a 9-game hitting streak come to an end last night. Ohtani picked up his first win of the season on April 20. Took a perfect game into the 6th inning against Houston. Allowed 1 hit, struck out 12. And fouled off himself, and it's 0-2 on Rafael. Red Sox will invite in a new opponent over the weekend. That'll be the Chicago White Sox. They've had some issues themselves.
Yep. Didn't get out the gate too well in Chicago either. It's a Sox thing.
Well, they have won 3 in a row since. Ohtani's 0-2. Swung on and missed. It gets away from Stassi. Goes all the way to the wall and safely at first, despite the strikeout, is Rafi Devers. As that escapes Stassi. So the Red Sox have a base runner.
Not the way you're trying to get on as a base runner, but yeah, got the curveball there. Couldn't block it up. And man, we got a lucky break on that bounce.
So it'll be a strikeout and a wild pitch. And now Xander Bogaerts, and for several minutes last night it looked like Xander would be the hero when he cracked a long home run in the bottom of the 8th inning to put the Red Sox in front 4-3. Bullpen could not hold it. Last 17 games he's hitting .415. A slider for strike 1. This is the 3rd time Ohtani has faced the Red Sox. First start ever at Fenway, as mentioned. He's 1-1 with an ERA of 5. Got the win at Angel Stadium in July of 21 when he went 7 strong. The other outing came April 17 of 18 at Angel Stadium, and the Red Sox beat him. It was actually his first loss of his major league career. He lasted only 2 innings. He met up with a red-hot Mookie Betts in that one, and that did not go well for Ohtani.
Well, he's come out here pounding the strike zone. He got 10 out of 12 strikes with an 83 percentage. I mean, that's what you want out of your starter, to come out there and, you know, as Garrett Whitlock, same thing, just pound that strike zone.
You know, Whitlock so impressive last night, particularly in the first 4 innings. Tried to hold up, but he couldn't do it. Down he goes on strikes. That's 3 strikeouts to begin the ball game. Although, of course, he only gets 2 out, and we'll bring up JD Martinez.
Yeah, he's throwing a lot of these sliders and doing a good job of mixing them up. That one's a little harder than the other ones. The other one's around 83. Gets that one a little harder, more sweep, forces the check swing.
JD trying to break him up. 309 with 3 home runs and 13 runs batted in, and a 7-game hitting streak for JD.
Looked like JD was thinking that was a slider too. He was just a little out in front of that curveball, right? Takes, you know, it's about 5 mile per hour, 6 mile per hour difference than what he's been throwing. JD is the king at looking at that first pitch breaking ball and hammering it. Just picked the wrong breaking ball.
2 down, 1 on. It's a great point too, because a lot of great hitters have kind of lengthy at bats. He does not. His at bats tend to be over relatively quickly.
Yep. He knows what he wants. He looks for the pitch. He has a great scouting report, and when he gets it, he makes sure to capitalize on it a lot of times. That ball he hit up the middle yesterday. Oh, God.
Man, did he scald that. He undressed the pitcher and the second baseman. Right to the second baseman, Fletcher, to Velasquez, and that'll retire the side. Ohtani winds up with 3 Ks in the inning. No score after 1.
my first time using telemedicine, and I'd recommend this process to anyone.
The total experience was amazing.
I couldn't be happier with the product.
At RexMD.com, we've made the process fast, easy, and affordable. Visit RexMD.com right now.
Life is about balance. If I get the proper amount of sleep, then I'm going to be ready for whatever's to come. I use Oura Ring to always letting me know everything that's going on with my body. The accuracy is what sets Oura apart. My sleep score is something that I'm always paying attention to. It's literally part of my morning routine. Always trying to make the most out of this thing we call life.
What can you expect from ButcherBox? 100% grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, and so much more. From farmers who believe in raising animals with care, with no antibiotics or added hormones, ever. All with free shipping right to your door. Together, we can make a difference. One meal at a time. Get free ground beef for the life of your membership.
Runs and an extra base hits and in stolen bases and OPS and home runs, they're number 2.
Yeah, I mean, when you got 3 MVPs in your line, yes, I hope you're scoring some runs. But yeah, they're doing a good job, and it's also coming from guys that aren't the big dogs that were talked about. And Taylor Ward having a great year and getting on and at the top of the lineup.
No Mike Trout today, taking the day off, but Rendon is in. He's a guy who finished in the top 5 in MVP voting 3 times in his career.
I threw him in that category of MVP. If you're in the top 5 a few times,
why not?
You're an MVP.
Said a worthy season certainly, and he'll fly this one into right field. And Franchi there to put that away. One gone, and Rich Hill has retired the first 4. One of the great gentlemen in baseball, Brian Butterfield, watching our game today, checking in on his old friend Kevin Youkilis. And you get an opportunity to meet some terrific people in baseball. He would be at the top of any list.
Oh yeah, just an absolute. I mean, the way he presented himself on the field too did not match his personality in the locker room and off the field. Very serious, very stoic about the game, but one of the funnier guys you'll ever meet.
A true gentleman. Walsh here, 235 with 3 home runs.
Yeah, that at bat he had last night. Wow. It was the killer of the game. 8 out of 9 sliders and just kept fighting and fighting it, and then finally got that knock.
We talked about all the sliders, and that caught your attention certainly. He was an all-star last year. Showed you why with that at bat.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten off to a hot start, and just a little bit down. But I mean, the base hit, and then he crushed one to over the Green Monster too, right?
Curveball away, 2-1. Stassi on deck. Also had a very big hit in the game. Whitlock came out firing and was perfect over 4 innings. Wound up going 5. Boy, he's way out in front on that off-speed pitch. That breaking ball. 2-2.
Yeah, you gotta love that drop down. Ooh, little 69 curve there. What was? Man, that was funky.
Slurve, I think, to 2-2. Ground ball into the shift. Story from right field will throw him out. Story does a nice job moving from dirt to the grass and making clean plays that way. And a lot of the stuff he's going through continues to be a work in progress, but he's getting there.
Yeah, it's going to take time too, right? There's a lot of different plays that you're not used to, and you know he's such a great athlete. He's going to figure it out, but it's just funky. It's a different angle coming off the bat. You're in a different position. Your throwing mechanics are different. He's got to keep repetition after repetition. He'll get better at it.
Stassi 236 with 3 home runs. It cuts right through that one.
I like that little drop down slurve, especially the lefties too, because you're trying to wait and you're trying to wait back on it, and it's hard to stay back on that pitch, and sometimes you let it go too far. It's by you on the
high drive into center field. Jackie all the way back there, and he's got it. Very casually.
He deked me. I thought it was gone.
There's nobody better at deking everybody than Jackie Bradley Jr.
Got me.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Jackie Robinson searching home run into the left field stand.
Here comes Roger Maris. There's a new home run champion of all time.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Cal Ripken Jr. has reached the unreachable star.
This crowd on its feet and in unison.
This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza!
The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
Number 600 for Jim Thome. That ball is gone.
106. That would be a new record.
It is caught. Oh, what a catch by Mike Trout. The Cubs have finally won it all. The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
Service, we're always here to get you there. And by buyatoyota.com for offers not seen on TV. Visit buyatoyota.com. Those scores, we go to the bottom of the second inning. We're just talking about Trevor Story. For more on that, let's toss it down to Jemai.
Thank you very much, Dave. That's right. Trevor Story still trying to solve the puzzle that is Shohei Ohtani, but he feels like he's getting into a much better offensive groove as of late. He and Red Sox manager Alex Cora believes that really started for them on Sunday. He went 0 for 2, but he drew 3 walks. And in talking with Trevor, he told me that was a big day for me, he said he thinks his timing is getting close. He feels good about where he's at right now. But the telltale sign has been the walks, because that's when he feels as if he's seeing every pitch and controlling all of his at-bats, Dave.
You believe that too?
100%. When you're seeing more pitches and you're taking those pitches that are borderline, that's when you're locked in, and your swing is never usually the problem. It's your timing and pitch selectivity.
Alex Verdugo could use a run of hits. He's down to 227. 0 for his last 7. Cordero on deck here in the bottom of the second. 18 pitches, 15 strikes from Shohei Ohtani.
Coming out with a little more velo in this start. His last start, it was like 93 to 94, maybe a little 95, up into the third, and then he started bringing it.
Got jammed big time. Rendon from the grass will set him down. 1 away. It came in on the knuckles.
Yeah, right there, that 97 mile per hour. And that's the ball too. Like when he throws it to the glove side, it almost darts in. It has almost a little bit of a cut feel to it, and that's what, to a lefty, that will break some bats.
Franchi Cordero in right field today. A little 2-game hitting streak. 3 for his last 6. Going up the middle. And Velasquez zips it over to get him. 2 fast outs in the second. The Home Depot getting more done player, Ohtani, making his first career pitching appearance at Fenway. Last year, the first player since Babe Ruth in 1919 to make multiple starts while leading the major leagues in home runs. Just remarkable what he's able to do. How long he can do this, I'm going to be fascinated to find out.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to watch this play out.
Yeah, you faced him in Japan when he was a very, very young pitcher. Did you see any of this coming?
The pitching I did. I didn't see the hitting. It just turned into so much more of a power hitter, driving the ball more. But he just wasn't that guy that I saw in Japan for the bat. But pitching wise, he threw hard.
Dahlbeck 141 with a home run. Trying to break an 0 for 16. A tough customer to do that against. But guess what? Breaks the bat and he busts it up. He dunks in a single to right field. Red Sox have a base runner.
These are the ones that get you super excited as a hitter. Just boring in on that inside corner, inside out right there. Gets that little knock into right, but hey, those are the ones that get you hot.
Red Sox with their first hit.
Not sure what those were. Are those batting gloves in his back pocket?
He might have forgotten to take his batting glove. That's what he did.
He's got the all black ones.
So one of the hazards of being a two-way player, you forget you're carrying the batting gloves in the back pocket every so often. 2 down, a man on.
Babe Ruth didn't have those in his back pocket.
He did not. No, he had something else. Ohtani pitching for the Nippon Ham Fighters while he was in Japan. Japanese teams are named after corporations, after companies. And you played for a team where the owners of those companies were great rivals. You were telling me that bonuses are given out if you do great things against your opponent like that. They pay you cash.
Yeah, you get a cash bonus every series, but when it's an amplified business to two guys that are rival business, they'll pay you way more for a home run in that series.
So if you go like 6 for 9 in a series against a true rival, somebody comes up to you in Japan after the series in the clubhouse and hands you a bunch of cash.
Yeah, you get an envelope of cash.
What a wonderful thing that is.
Right?
I didn't realize that was part of the deal. That's pretty sweet.
You got to up your game on those series.
2-2 to Jackie.
And the team he played for, what I remember most was great, like huge crabs, like giant crab. Like I remember going by a restaurant and it was like, holy cow, but really, really good culinary in Japan. And that was in his town. It was these giant crabs. That was like, I guess it was like Baltimore. Good crab.
2-2. High fly ball. That one headed toward the triangle, but Marsh has room out there and will track it down to retire the side.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network. Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Mutual Insurance field coverage. Red Sox this season 0-5 in extra inning games. As mentioned, 11-5 last year. They played the most extra inning games in Major League Baseball. And of the 20 blown saves in the majors in the ninth inning or later, the Red Sox have the most with 4. That is something that Alex Spear could have told us off the top of his head. And joining us in the booth right now. Great to see you.
Great to see you too, Dave. Kevin?
Yes, Alex.
Exciting.
Let's do this.
And you've got a little Shohei Ohtani to talk about today, among other things. But that's just weird, the fact that the Red Sox have dropped every extra inning game they have played so far this season. Just strange.
Extra innings are so unpredictable in terms of performance. There are seasons that are shaped by it, right? You remember 2017 when the Red Sox made the playoffs almost solely on their ability to grind out extra inning wins when they had some ridiculous number like 12 or 15 extra inning wins. And this year we're seeing the opposite. I mean, 5 losses. This would be a very different season if they had won half of those.
That will be a strikeout of Mayfield and 1 away here in the 3rd inning. No score.
I'm obviously mindful you can't win half of 5.
But yeah, it's been bizarre. And of course, the way the Red Sox have lost those games. What are your thoughts right now about the tail end of games for the Red Sox and about the value of a bona fide closer, a Jonathan Papelbon type, a Craig Kimbrell type? Somebody like that.
Incredibly valuable if you have it, but they don't have it on their roster right now. You hope that someone can grow into that, as Matt Barnes did for the first 4 months of last year, but we aren't seeing the consistency outing to outing where they're able to take an approach other than matching up. You would love to have a guy who could wipe out reliably righties and lefties whose strengths were anywhere in the zone, who could just outstuff guys, but that guy is not on the Red Sox roster right now, which is why you see Alex Cora taking this night after night variable approach.
Yeah, it's not easy, right? And yeah, Alex, get in a little bit about, good segue into pitching, right? Pitching overall. It seems that, starters don't go as long as they have, or, guys with their age, like a guy like Rich Hill pitching at 42 is amazing. But talk a little bit about how the game's like kind of moving in a different direction with the, the starters or closer or the openers and stuff like that.
The art of pitching is becoming unrecognizable based on, relative to what it was when you came up or when a lot of us grew up watching the game. It is the case that across baseball, you have fewer than 80 pitches a night from starters, which is an all-time low. You also see fewer veterans because the game features so many just electrifying arms. Like what's happened in pitcher development at the amateur level is that guys have been primed to throw really hard at very young ages, but not for longevity. And so you have this wealth of guys who are incredibly talented, who come up to the big leagues ready to contribute in shorter bursts and then burn out. So I was looking at this. I know that this is a topic of interest to you. There are about 8 pitchers this year who are 35 and over who have made a couple of starts, about 10 to 12 over the last couple of years in the big leagues. When you came up, it was about twice that.
Yeah.
So you saw twice as many veteran starters, and that was at a time when you didn't have them being used as openers or anything. That was real starters.
Cut on and missed here by Marsh, and that's 3 Ks in the book for Rich Hill.
And that burnout, I think that's a really good talking point too, because I think that's the one thing. It's the turnover. If you look at any business, the turnover of bullpens. There's so much turnover in bullpens now, and guys are getting Tommy Johns, and 2 years later, they're back going again, but they're on a different team. How hard is it to keep bullpen guys?
Well, it's becoming a really unsettled line of work, right? Pitchers come and go really quickly. It's part of the reason why I think this last offseason with labor negotiations were complicated, because pitcher shelf lives are becoming really short, and you're seeing guys coming through the game quickly, leaving quickly. Turnover is happening left and right. Teams that have the ability to develop pitchers year over year, that's their identity. The identity is built around the ability to develop pitchers rather than the pitchers themselves, which is a really strange way of looking at the game.
It's very odd. And I was saying, too,
Bogarts will collect and fire on, and we'll continue with Alex Spear of the Boston Globe when we come back. 0-0 at Fenway.
Using the old baseball stats only gives you part of the puzzle. But when we challenge ourselves using advanced tools and modern thinking, you'll see the bigger picture.
Challenge all things baseball with MLB Now, only on MLB Network.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
To make banking easier. Back in the Cinco de Mayo at Fenway Park. Alex Spear, the Boston Globe, joining us in the booth. A 0-0 game. Rich Hill very sharp. Ohtani has allowed one hit to Bobby Dahlbeck. Guys, we're talking about pitching longevity.
Yeah, and one question I had for you, Alex, was based on, because when you really think about this and you dissect the game right now, the 5 and dive is a big deal. So when you value a starting pitcher, it's a little different now and I'm thinking more of a valuation of when you look into how much you're paying a starting pitcher, how much you're paying the bullpen, how that difference might change over the years, and will it?
Or for that matter, how you use a Garrett Whitlock when your expectation is that he's going to be a 5-inning starter rather than a 7-inning starter every 5 days. How much more valuable or less valuable is that than 2 innings 2-3 times a week? Right. When it's clear, when it's always going to be in high leverage roles, it is becoming a complicated thing to figure out.
Plawecki with a pop into the sunshine. Ward coming in. One man gone, and that, of course, is a hugely complicated subject too. Garrett Whitlock, with all of his talent, all of his ability, the Red Sox are 0-3 in games that he has started this season. So the debate is, can he affect 2 games a week in a very positive way at the tail end of games, as opposed to pitching 4 or 5 innings once a week?
And again, this is if it was a 7-inning start, then you're looking at it from a slightly different variable because you can have a greater influence over the outcome. But when it's 5 innings, then you really do have to weigh the leverage of the relief role versus what you're able to get in terms of setting the tone, kind of being able to set up the rest of your bullpen, because the game is dictated by bullpen strategy now.
Do you think that the game, I know there's been talk of it, and guys like Theo Epstein, who helps out with the MLB and trying to figure out how, it's all the speed of the game and the change.
Heard of him.
Yeah, but do you think that there's going to be rules put in place to make sure that starters go longer?
I think that there's going to be an adjustment. I think there almost has to be, because Rich Hill is someone who's really passionate on this topic. The idea of the marquee starting pitcher has mattered in Major League history. Like, it's really cool when you see guys being able to redline over the course of their outing, not just working at the top end of their abilities for those 80 pitches and then handing off to someone else to throw as hard as they possibly can, and then someone else to do the same. You want to see guys who are challenging themselves to kind of surpass the limits of what they're doing, right? That's the amazing thing about sports. And we're getting away from that. We're getting away from recognizable stars in the game, which is a problem for its appeal, for its marketing. But you are seeing incredible stuff. We love looking at Pitching Ninja and seeing pitches acting like wiffle balls. But I think that there's going to be a lot of conversations about roster sizes for pitchers, about whether or not you would lose the DH if you pull a pitcher before a certain point. A lot of possibilities.
Story down on strikes for the second time, as Ohtani gets him, and 2 gone in the Red Sox third with Rafael Devers approaching the plate.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting discussion over the next few years, because baseball is going to have to attack it in some way. How do you do it? who knows?
Well, think about the gold standard of 300 wins for pitchers. Obviously
Yeah,
inaccessible
no
now,
chance.
right? And I was talking about this with John Lester and Jim Palmer this offseason. Jim Palmer made the point, you might not see guys getting to 100 anymore because of the 5 and dive.
Yeah, 200 would be like an amazing feat now, right? And so with that, then you would have to adjust the Hall of Fame numbers, correct?
You absolutely already are in a situation where you have to do that, because based on career longevity, based on what pitchers actually have the opportunity to do, everything has changed in terms of that role.
Raphael 0 for 1. No score 3rd inning. Ohtani had a good fastball going. That was 98. The pitchers you talk to, the starters, do they want to go deeper in the game?
I think every starter wants to go deeper into
because they were born that way.
They came up with that idea of who they are, right? Like you hear pitchers talking about, I want to grow up to be Nolan Ryan, I want to grow up to be Tom Seaver, I want to grow up to be, Randy Johnson, not necessarily the guy who gets taken out after 5.
He finds the other side, the open space. Some sweet hitting there by Raphael. Devers on, and the second Red Sox hit today.
Yeah, just got that breaking ball. Got the breaking ball on the outside corner here. Does a really good job. When guys do this, and they say, hey, there's a lot of guys that say, hey, you can't beat the shift. No, you can do this. If Raphael Devers is doing it, anyone can do it.
He has amazing hands. His hand-eye is so good, and that's one of the things that at a young age you don't just want to scout amateurs, teenagers for power. You want to find those guys who have the ability to manipulate the bat and be able to be versatile in what they do offensively.
And the reason I said Raffy was more, he takes huge cuts all the time.
We saw the one he took at the 98.
Yeah.
He was swinging out of his shoes.
But he saw the pitch, recognized it, and did a really good job of just saying, okay, I can fight this off that way.
He has the ability to be a super versatile hitter. He doesn't always employ it, but when he does, he can be very effective that way.
Xander Bogaerts 0 for 1, struck out in first inning.
Speaking of guys who are versatile in their approach.
Yeah, I love that anytime somebody says manipulate the barrel. That is everything to what the 330 home run guy does. Another one.
He's going the other way, and that's going to find the outfield grass. Devers up to second as the throw comes in to third. And back-to-back 2-out singles for the Red Sox against Ohtani.
You have to think that Alex Cora is smiling in the dugout right now, because he will always talk about the opposite field hit as being a barometer of like when his team has a good approach. Being able to do that with Ohtani, it's not hard contact, it's not sexy in terms of exit velocity. 2 hits.
Yeah, I think OB here says I get more excited on those hits because it's actually doing something that, like, when you're going up there, you're trying to drive the ball, you're trying to hit the ball hard. But when you realize there's a hole there and you get a pitch that you can do it and you actually do it, it's a great feat as a hitter.
Smart way to go against the guy throwing 98 too. JD is 0 for 1, hit into a forced play in the first inning. Red Sox with their best threat by far today. First and second with 2 away. That fastball 99.
What a ridiculous talent.
Isn't it? It really is incredible.
It's so extraordinary to see someone who's able to be at the absolute highest end of pitch velocity and just nastiness of multiple breaking balls and then be able to drive a ball further than anyone else in the game.
46 home runs. They averaged about 420 feet last year.
I saw him back in 2019 almost get to the red seat in batting practice. It was easily the furthest ball I've ever seen hit.
Now, granted, batting practice, but you've seen a lot of batting practice. Yuke's taken a whole lot of batting practice. I've seen a lot of batting practice. I've never seen anyone quite like this get close to that red seat. 1-1 and a cut and a miss.
The one that I saw was Josh Hamilton versus Mark Melanson. He threw him a curveball. I was playing third base. I told the story yesterday. He hit it, and I heard the natural music in my ear. Watch this. It was like, na-na-na. Whoa. Watch this thing.
I think that was around the time that Mark Melanson had a career reset that actually ended up putting him on a great path.
Did. Swing and a miss. Struck him out 98-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 men left. Alex, always a treat. Thanks so much.
What a pleasure. Thanks, guys.
welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
It is caught! Oh, what a catch by Trout! The Cubs have finally won it all! The Atlanta Braves are world champions!
And our most recent class of Red Sox Hall of Fame inductees honored on Thursday, May 26th at Fenway Park. Tickets for this Red Sox Hall of Fame and Fenway Honors event start at $20, with proceeds benefiting the Red Sox Foundation in celebration of its 20th anniversary. For more info, visit redsox.com/Fenway Honors.
No score to the fourth inning. Rich Hill has been razor sharp. 9 up, 9 down, getting Taylor Ward for the second time. He struck him out first inning. With Fletcher and then Ohtani to follow. Rich looking for that first win of the year. Last 17 games, Red Sox starters have posted a 2.44 ERA.
Gotta love that.
Plawecki tried to pull that one back. Curveball. It's 3-1. Again, they have not had a base runner yet.
Rich has done a great job of moving that fastball in and out too on the edges, keeping those hitters guessing.
3-1 to Ward, and he walked him. So they have a man on for the first time with Fletcher on the way up. Last night the Red Sox entered the ninth inning with a 4-3 lead. The Angels got a run in the ninth, tied it up. They got 6 runs in the 10th to put it away. Although Garrett Whitlock allowed just 2 runs over 5 innings with 9 Ks. As Fletcher looks at a ball.
As a hitter, I'm loving that call. As a pitcher, I'm ready to go nuts.
Fletcher's fly to center, 0 for 1. And a strike. Nathan Eovaldi will start off the series against the White Sox on Friday at 7:10. Nate going in with a 251 earned run average. Nick Pivetta goes on Saturday, and Michael Wacha, unbeaten at 3-0, goes on Sunday at 11:35 in the morning. You're working that game for NBC Peacock. So what time do you get to the ballpark on Sunday?
I have no idea. I got different bosses that day.
Right. I think you're going to have a blast once you have a couple cups of coffee.
Oh, don't worry about it. I love the mornings. The only problem is I got to wear a tie.
Shot to center. Jackie closing. He's got it. Fletcher lining to center field, 1 away. So that will be the homestand with the White Sox coming in. And the Red Sox will hit the road. They'll go to Atlanta, take on the reigning world champs for a couple of games, and then on to Texas. 3 against the Rangers. We get a look at their brand new ballpark. before the Sox come home for Houston and Seattle beginning May 16th. Red Sox finally have a bunch of home games. They were barely at home in the month of April. High fly by Ohtani way out there. Bradley back to the triangle near the wall. He can't see it. It's off the side fence. Ward heading into third, and he will slide in there. And Ohtani winds up with a base hit.
It's going to be one of the farthest base hits you see in the history of the game. Ball just hung up there. You know, the wind, I mean, I think if the wind's not blowing out, that ball's gone. But man, the crazy part about this was Taylor Ward did the right thing. He thought Jackie was going to catch it, so he went to go tag. And so then he turned and couldn't see it, and the ball hit perfect, and he took off for third, luckily. But he was doing the right thing and tagging. Yeah, he's tagging from first. He's like, oh, I got to get after to go. Oh, got to go.
It's like a 395-foot single.
Oh, just happy that thing stayed in the yard.
Nearly got out. Here's Rendon. He's 0 for 1 with a fly to right. He'll yank that one foul. So first and third with one down, a walk, and one of the longest singles you will ever see in any ballpark.
Yeah, and this sun can be brutal on day games, especially later in the day game in right field. It's horrendous.
Rendon with 3 home runs, very good power. In there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Red Sox do have an active bullpen. Tanner Houck. This is the way Alex Cora has been playing it lately, piggybacking the right-hander after the lefty Rich Hill. They have their first 2 base runners against Rich today. Looking for a ground ball. Curveball 1-2. Nothing here in the fourth. Well, between the wind and the sun, it's going to be a challenging day for the outfielders. One and two. Rich trying to hold here with Ward just 90 feet away. His last outing against the Angels was as a relief pitcher 4 years ago when he was a member of the Dodgers. Quick pitch there, and he got it past him. Fastball struck him out.
Yeah, gotta love this right here. You know, that's the thing about Rich, man. He changes it up, moves it around, now throws a little quick pitch dart in. Great job right there to get to 2 outs on a strikeout. Runners on first and third.
Cagey.
Ooh. Those are the worst too as a hitter. When a guy, you're just feeling good, you're like, I'm fouling off pitches, and I was like, whoa, it's on me.
Here's Walsh 0 for 1. He is tapped to second. And that's a strike.
It's also a hard thing here too when you got the shift and you got Raffy so far off third. The runner at third gets a big lead, and a guy like Rich who throws that big sweeping curveball sometimes, Plow's got to make sure to keep this ball close to home.
48 pitches now for Rich Hill. Retired the first 9 Angels he faced before the walk to Ward, and Fletcher hit a line out. Ohtani with that single that almost got out. Rendon with a whiff, and now the count 2-1 on Walsh, who has 3 home runs. Rich Hill with a 1.85 ERA with the Red Sox, the 3rd lowest in franchise history. Garrett Whitlock's is at 180 in his Red Sox career. 2-1 off the outside, and he's gone to 3 balls and a strike. 0-0. "50 pitches for the lefty, 30 strikes. Needs one right here. 3-2.
Just his variations too as a hitter when he does he slows it down on that slider, slurve, cross body drop down, and then he comes up high on the fastball. A lot of different looks, and as a hitter, it's not fun to see a lot of different looks from a pitcher and where he throws the ball out of.
They lead at first and third. Here's the 3-2 and popped up. Plawecki behind home plate, and he clinches that. Great work by Hill to get out of that and freezes 2 men at first and third.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Jackie Robinson searching home run into the left field stands.
Here comes Roger Maris. There's a new home run champion of all time. I don't believe what I just saw.
Cal Ripken Jr. has reached the unreachable star. This crowd on its feet and in unison.
This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza!
The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
Number 600 for Jim Thome. That ball is gone.
106. That would be a new record.
It is caught. Oh, what a catch by Mike Trout. The Cubs have finally won it all. The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
DMC.org for more information. Dave O'Brien alongside Kevin Youkilis, Jemiah Webster from the ballpark. We have a 0-0 game. Good pitchers duel and 2 very different ways to get after it. Really interesting today between Rich Hill and Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, you got the old vet, and then well, it's not a young guy, he's 30, but man, guy throwing 98 and 88.
And similar results, huh?
Yeah, you know the funny part about it too is some guys prefer that 98 over 88, and some guys, you know, can't stand like the other way around. So
did you?
It just depends on the guy. You know, if you're the guy throwing straight over top and throwing hard, I liked it. I liked hitting fastballs. But yeah, guys like Rich, man, they're not fun some days.
That's how you guys got to the big leagues, was hitting fastballs.
You better.
Guys throwing 97, 98.
You better now. If you can't hit a fastball now, you're in trouble from the 6th inning on.
Bottom of the 4th here. It's Verdugo, Cordero, Dahlbeck. Alex 0 for 1. He is grounded out to third. And a strike. Shohei Ohtani unanimously named the MVP last year. Second Japanese-born player to get the MVP. Of course, Ichiro was the first in 2001 with Seattle. What a career he had in Japan and then here in the United States. Oh, 2 to Verdugo. Not sure if it was before every season or after every season, but throughout his career playing in the States, Ichiro would fly to Cooperstown and tour Cooperstown. You get a private tour, but pay homage to baseball and American baseball, which of course also has plenty of exhibits for Japanese baseball. I was going to strike him out here. Actually, foul tipped.
Man, that was a great fight right there by Verdugo. It's nasty and just
47 pitches for the right-hander.
Yeah, can't tell if it's like a backup slider here. He just barely gets a piece of it.
Is 0-2 and sets him down to strike out Alex Verdugo, one away in the 4th inning. That is number 6 for Ohtani.
Yeah, he's commanded the splitter really well right there. Has that good vertical drop at the end. Tough for a left-handed hitter, and that's going to be his equalizer to a lot of lefties, is trying to bust them in with that 98 and then dropping that splitty away.
This could be an interesting battle today. Franchy Cordero against Shohei Ohtani. Grounded out to short first time up. We know this. If Franchy gets a hold of one, it goes.
Yes. Big boy.
Right behind the bag, and a backhander by Walsh. He'll win the foot race. 2 down.
Win big with the Red Sox Foundation 50-50 raffle presented by DraftKings. Fans over 18 years old in Massachusetts can support the foundation and buy raffle tickets at redsox.com/5050. Now through the 6th inning of today's game for the chance to win half of the net jackpot. See official rules for full details.
Bobby Dolbeck's his batting staff presented by Plymouth Rock Auto and Home Insurance for Boston sports fans. Bobby is 1 for 1 with a single. He poked to right field first time up and snapped an 0 for 16.
How do we get in the 50-50?
We are not allowed. You and I are prohibited.
Dang.
Now Eck might be allowed in, but you and I are not.
Oh man.
Yeah, we get stonewalled on some of the cooler stuff. Which is a shame. Love to participate. The 0-2 to Bobby. Ohtani trying to make it a 1-2-3 4th inning. And he will. Another strikeout. Give him 7 through 4 innings.
Should Viagra really cost $90? We don't think so. RexMD.com has FDA-approved generic Viagra starting at just $2 per tablet. Visit RexMD.com and fill out a brief survey. And if appropriate, you can try a sample pack of generic Viagra. Visit RexMD.com.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy. What? And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts. Performances, too.
Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
fifth inning. Rich Hill pitching out of a jam last inning, a walk and a long single that almost got out of the ballpark off the side fence, the bullpen fence out there. Then he struck out Rendon and he popped up Walsh.
Yeah, great job of getting out of that jam. Big strikeout to Rendon. And coming back, you know, throwing those, he threw two, I think it was 3 benders in a row to get to 3-1, then throws the overhand, hard dart, fastball, and then comes back with that sweep and breaking ball again.
Stassi 0 for 1. He's fly to center field, and Mayfield and Marsh for the Angels. Yankees have the lead in the division by 2.5 over Toronto. Yankees finally lost yesterday, snapping an 11-game winning streak. Tampa Bay 3 back. Red Sox are 8 out. Baltimore 9. You and I were chatting about it before the game. Your hometown team, the Cincinnati Reds. Oh my. 3-21, Uke.
It's like the Bengals of old.
Lost 8 in a row.
That's dreadful. That, I mean, you just, to be on, you know, to be a coach on that staff, to be a player, I mean, that's just, I don't even know what to say. That's just rough.
Now they've played an incredibly high number of road games. At 2-14 on the road, 1-7 at home. But boy, has it gone bad in Cincinnati. Somebody always has a worse problem, you know.
Yeah, but luckily Houday Nation's at the top of its game right now, so fans just have to wait for the fall.
But it's May. That's the problem. It's May 5th.
Yeah, there's some good travel baseball they get to watch there.
3-2 to Stassi. A wave and a miss, and down he goes, strike 3 and a curveball.
Big strikeout there for me. This guy has been hitting balls hard against us for this whole series, and he's put a charge into the one he hit in the first. I thought that ball was gone, but man, he's hit the ball hard. So big strikeout there.
Number 5 for Rich, and sends up the left fielder Mayfield. He's 0 for 1. As mentioned, the great Mike Trout out of the lineup today. Day off for him, at least at the outset. The 1-0. So the Red Sox in another tight one. 14 of their 25 have been decided by 2 runs or less. 9 by 1 run. 5 by 2 runs.
A lot of close games. It's a positive, though. You know, it's a positive. You're in games.
2-0 lifted foul, and that'll drift out of play. You know, as Red Sox fans, you're cultured to seeing a lot of runs, seeing 9-1, 10-2, 15-4. That run hasn't happened yet.
Good things to come.
Fly to right, shallow along the line. Cordero with a long run and makes a nice play up against the barrier in foul territory. Stayed with it.
Yeah, I didn't think he's going to have a chance on this. I thought he was going to get out, but really good job hustling to it, getting to that wall. Not an easy thing with that little triangle there, that cutout. Takes his hip into it. Good job, Franchi.
Two down. Sends up Brandon Marsh with one of the great beards in baseball. In there for strike 1. What curveball. It's been exceptional.
Yeah, especially to lefties. That ball starting out behind you. That's not easy, and you got to stay in there too.
That's a strike. Has him in the hole 0-2.
And that's the hardest part right there, when you get a fastball on the outside corner like that, to try to cover that and to hang in there to think, hey, he might throw me a curveball here. Just keeping hitters off balance.
Great rhythm, too. Always been a quick worker. He has matched his season high at 4 2/3. Did that against Minnesota April 18. Now trying to surpass it.
And right there, he threw that from the same spot he throws his fastball, because he can't just keep dropping down, right, and keep throwing curveball, because then you recognize that as a hitter that, hey, he's dropping down, he's got to throw the curveball. So good job getting on the top one, playing 2.
Adam 0-2 now, 3-2. He has walked 1 man. He's given up 1 hit. What a hit it was by Ohtani. Jackie Bradley lost it in the sun. Went for a single. Wave and a miss. He strikes him out. 2 more Ks in the inning, and the longest outing this season for Rich Hill.
Getting outdoors is all about the experience, the thrills, the rides, the memories. We put that in a bottle. No harsh chemicals, cruelty-free, and recycled packaging. Everyman Jack, naturally derived, outdoor inspired.
If we weren't proud of the craftsmanship and level of detail that go into every pair of Warby Parker glasses, well, we probably wouldn't show you how they're made, including this part, which is our favorite. Wow. And this is also great. For every pair of glasses or sunglasses sold, a pair of glasses is distributed to someone in need. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
This is the planning effect. Nina's got a lot of ideas for the future. A lot of ideas. So when she wants a plan based on what matters most, she turns to Fidelity. At Fidelity, anyone can create a free plan that can change as your priorities do. And Nina's free plan, it leaves her free to focus on what's important right now. That's the planning effect from Fidelity.
Suitable for any mother's love. Visit BigTimeBets.com right now. Dave?
I want one. Can we get a couple up here?
I think we can find somebody that can get that for us.
I think I'm looking at the guy who would get it done right now in the booth.
You think my mom would really enjoy that?
I think, yeah. Naturally. We are on to the bottom of the 5th inning. No score. Maybe just one is all it'll take today. Red Sox have 3 hits. The Angels have been held to 1 by Rich Hill. This game being broadcast in Japan by NHK. And they had an intrepid reporter interviewing Rich Hill yesterday in preparation for this by the name of Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Yeah, we know that guy. Yeah, their radar guns probably showing about 140, you know, like what were we in the 140s to 150s on the fastball kilometers.
Line shot and foul into the crowd by JBJ, who's 0 for 1 on the fly to center.
That was always the fun part of playing in Japan, was figuring out the kilometers per hour. 160 is a hundo, and then you work your way down.
You enjoyed your time in Japan. It was very short, you said, but you and your family enjoyed it very much.
Oh, great country, great culture, great baseball fans.
Oh, are they ever? And love American major leaguers. You guys are so popular in Japan.
Yeah, we were pretty cool, I guess you would say. over there.
Huge.
But these guys are way bigger deals though too. I mean, they follow him around. I mean, it's paparazzi.
Base hit, maybe more for Jackie. Ward over to cut it. He wants 2. Ward's throw, and Jackie will dive in with a double. And a great start for the Sox here in the 5th.
Yeah, the pitch before this, he hooked it down the line, just barely foul. Says, hey, I'm going to try it again and keep it in fair territory. Right out the gate, though, he said, I'm going to go 2. Took that turnaround, hit that bag, and he went flying into second. Good job, Jackie.
Jackie now the 3-game hitting streak. He's in center field today with Kike not feeling well. And Jackie 1 for 2. Red Sox trying to grab the lead here at the midway point. Plawecki's 0 for 1. He is flat out to right. Story on deck. Facing Ohtani. 4 hits now for Boston. 98.
I think it's time to open up these Seacoast suites for runs. What do you think? Peppermint or peanut butter?
Oh, go with a peppermint.
All right.
Give that a try. Might be a run in there.
Better hit my my cough button so people don't have to hear me chomping on this thing.
0-1. 98 with that Swifty. What do you think?
These are really good. These are giant too.
Yeah, they are big.
So good.
Did go with the peppermint, huh?
Yeah. Had a little coffee. Didn't get my breath back to normal.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. JBJ at second and knocked foul. Did you say there was a coconut there that has my name on it?
The coconut's up here.
All right, Leah may have the coconut.
Leah's gonna have to give you the coconut. I love that you love the coconut because I said
you're not going to go to the
coconut guy.
Right, so the coconut's left. I'll have that.
Yo, these are good.
That's a ringing endorsement.
Mm-hmm.
Little snackage. And Ohtani's 0-2. Floated into right field. Ward converging, makes the play. Nicely done there, and he guns back into the bag. Plawecki nearly got that one to fall in, but one man away.
Yeah, did a good job of getting on top of this pitch. Not an easy pitch to get on top of. Taylor Ward just reading it off the bat really well right off the gate, and man, makes a great play.
So 1 out. Trevor Story trying to solve Ohtani here. Ohtani has struck him out 2 times. And he has 7 Ks. He has not walked anybody. He and Rich Hill in a first-rate pitcher's duel. Tanner Houck, though, throwing in the bullpen. As mentioned, Rich has gone the deepest he's gone in any game this season. 5 outstanding innings. Trevor Story trying to pick up an RBI here, get the Red Sox in front. He broke a couple of ties last night with a pair of doubles, drove in 3.
Shohei's been pitching him real tough today too. Threw a splitter up and in. You don't really see a split in that area. Kind of a funky quadrant to be as a right-handed hitter.
Another fastball 0-2. Ohtani 6'4". Gets serious extension. Jackie with a double. Waiting for someone to drive him in. Rafi Devers on deck. Story twice an All-Star with Colorado. Won the Silver Slugger a couple of times at short as well with the Rockies. Over in the National League, the Mets continue to be the #1 story. They're 18-9, leading Miami by 4.5. These Angels are up a game and a half on Houston. They're the top dog in the West, and they have been the #1 run scoring team in the American League. Swing and a miss, and he gets him again. That time a slider. And Story strikes out for the 3rd time.
Yeah, got a slider here that didn't really slide. It just backs up on him. That's why you see the funky swing. Didn't have that break like usual. Stayed on line inside. Usually sweeps back over. Just trying to foul that pitch off.
Number 8 for Ohtani. Raffy got him for a base hit last time up. He's 1 for 2. Pull the infield around to the right, leaving Rendon by himself at 3rd on the left side.
He's playing right where he hit it.
100 on the gun, but ball 1. He knows who's hitting.
I mean, Ohtani is like a kid right now. Just out there, just like he's like a little leaguer. The little leaguer that just dominates. Gets to hit, crushes balls, throws 100. Life's good for Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, yeah. Looks back at Jackie Bradley. 2 down. 99 and a foul back. Alex Cora was talking the other day about how impressed he is the way Ohtani has handled his superstardom. How much attention he's getting. You're doing commercials, so many interviews, so much attention. Really handled himself so well. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. 1-2.
He's also got a really good teammate that can show him the ropes too. That's handled being a superstar for a long time in Mike Trout. Mike Trout, you know, there was a little bit there with the commissioner calling him out, and I totally disagreed with it because Mike Trout just does it his way, and all we care about is what he does on the field. Same thing with Shohei.
I completely respect the way he's handled himself off the field too.
Correct. Done a great job.
High pop, but that'll drift out of play. That's 100 miles an hour as well. So this is a fun battle. Raffy right now shaking that left hand a little bit.
Well, we got Shohei grunting. We got Raffy grunting. Whoever's going to win the battle, this is going to grunt.
Heck, it might be Rich Hill.
Who knows? There's so many microphones all over the place. We don't know who the hell's grunting.
Ohtani is throwing 70 pitches, 59 strikes. That's 84%.
He's been doing a great job of commanding the ball today.
In there for strike 3. Got him looking with a split, which has been filthy as it was last year.
Hey, Doc.
Good morning. Take a crack at the bottom line, please.
L.I. That's live look-ins.
And the next line.
Doc, that's MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, bringing the new season into focus. Only on MLB Network.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
It's weird. It's almost like a cut split. Ohtani got pumped up and jacked about that. Raffy did not enjoy it. Stared him the whole way back to the dugout. Not a fan.
Get insurance you can feel confident about. Discover Amica Auto, Home, and Life Insurance. That was some duel with a runner at second. It remains 0-0 out of the 6th inning. Tanner Houck now taking over for Rich Hill, who was just superb over 5 innings. Velasquez looking at a strike. So now the Angels have to deal with Tanner Houck and his slider. He got the win on Friday at Baltimore with 3 scoreless innings out of the bullpen. He struck out 4. And throwing 96, 1 ball and 1 strike. Velasquez 0 for 1. He's grounded to short. Then it's Ward and Fletcher. 0-0 game.
It's always fun when you throw the same pitch and it gets called a different. First one strike, second one ball. But hey, good job going back out there again.
1-2.
That was always something when I was playing, I never understood why some pitchers would not just keep trying to extend out. There was pitchers that did a really good job when the umpire's calling the ball off. They would attack it and try to go more. And then some pitchers would they go to the whole complete opposite side of the, to the other, in or out, wherever the guy was calling it.
Well, that tied him up. He struck him out with the slider. So down goes Velasquez. 1 away.
That's the benda. This thing's just dirty. Oh my God. That's just chasing you. Those are the worst sliders to face when you're a hitter on one side and the pitcher's on the opposite side of throwing, and man, they just chase you to your back foot or back leg.
Yeah, you better swing the bat because it might hit you.
Better get those hands in quick. Find a barrel.
Here's Taylor Ward. He struck out, and he's taking ball 4. So a moment ago, you were devouring your Seacoast Sweets, and I was asking for the one left that you didn't take, which was the coconut, because I'm fond of coconut. And I asked Leah, our stage manager, to maybe send that down, and there was absolutely no response. And you know why? Because Leah devoured it. That's why. So this is the look of a very guilty young lady right here. Leah. Gone. No chance for me.
You got to know better. You cannot leave candy around and think it's going to stay there until the, 6th inning?
No, that's in there for strike 3, back-to-back Ks. No, we love Leah, and
I'll give you my peanut butter. This is hard for me, too. All right? I'll give you the peanut butter.
Very kind of you, my friend. You're a great partner already.
If you ask my kids, they don't, there's always, Halloween, all that. Anything peanut butter cups goes into this belly.
So it's a big deal. I appreciate that. I'm glad Leah really enjoyed the coconut. There's Fletcher. Has gone 0 for 2. Glad she got a snack. It's okay. It's just fine. You took care of me. 2 down, bases empty.
I have a feeling that we can find somebody that can get us more of those.
I think we could.
I don't know, but I'm just going
Sweets,
out there.
They're popular. They are popular. They go fast.
From Cranston, right? Cranston?
Cranston. Pride of Cranston.
Yes.
Ohtani on deck. And zipped in there. Good sinker at 94.
I'll tell you what, that's the pitch you don't want to take right there against this guy. As a hitter, when you take a 94 fastball down the middle against him, you're going, oh God, what's next?
Dribbled foul off himself there to hang in.
Oh, it's not funny. Sorry, David. Reliving old moments in life.
Right. Angels have 1 hit. That was Ohtani with a base hit in the 4th inning. That's all they have. And that almost got out of the ballpark. One of the longest singles you're ever going to see.
I didn't think it was going to travel that far either.
Nor did I.
It was so high.
Yeah, it was up there all day, clanging off that side wall, connecting the bullpen. Waved at and missed, struck him out with that filthy slider, and he strikes out the side in the 6th.
It's the ultimate power hour. Quick Pitch takes you around the league.
Things are heating up.
For every must-see moment from the majors.
The defending champs are doing what they do best.
Quick Pitch, late nights and every morning, only on MLB Network.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Jackie Robinson searching home run into the left field stands.
Here comes Roger Maris. There's a new home run champion of all time. I don't believe what I just saw. Cal Ripken Jr. has reached the unreachable star. This crowd on its feet and in unison. This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza! The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
Number 600 for Jim Thome. That ball is gone.
106. That would be a new record.
It is caught. Oh, what a catch by Mike Trout. The Cubs have finally won it all. The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by your local Cadillac dealers, Plymouth Rock Auto and Home Insurance for Boston sports fans, Berkshire Bank, all wallets welcome, and by Subaru of New England. Take spring adventures to new heights in the all-new Subaru Outback Wilderness, SubaruofNewEngland.com. Kevin Youkilis, Dave O'Brien, and Jemai Webster with you. And some pitchers duel here today. Ohtani back to work. He's allowed the Red Sox 4 hits. He struck out 9. He's nearly hit a home run. But on the other side, Rich Hill was terrific. Over 5, giving up just 1 hit, striking out 6, giving way to Tanner Houck, and he comes in and strikes out 3 guys.
Yeah, I mean, just coming in throwing nasty sinker sliders.
So quite a fight between these two as Xander gets in. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Home run last night in the 8th inning. Thought for a while that would be a winner. JD Martinez on deck. Not a ton of curveballs today, but the ones he has thrown have been very effective.
Yeah, you can see, like, you know, when you get up there, X was looking for that, you know, slider, and that curveball is effective again. Same time, he threw it again on guys looking. It was JD the last time.
Oh, 0-2, back to the slider. Up there at 85% strikes.
It's good if you like strikes. It's good. I mean, it's got to be top this year.
You're talking about into the 6th inning,
right? Well, we just need 1 hanging slider. That's all it takes.
Ohtani with the 0-2. Struck him out on 3 pitches. That's number 10 for the right-hander.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't get it there. Really good spot. He throws a couple different sliders. The way he throws these sliders in, of course, away from him to the glove side, it runs a lot. And he's throwing some that are backing up inside or more to his arm side.
Our key matchup presented by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. We're always here to get you there. JD, his career with the Red Sox against the Angels. This has gone very well for JD. .420 with 8 home runs. His overall major league career, including ball clubs outside the Red Sox, .329 with 12 home runs. So he's always liked them.
Yeah, first at bat he came at him with some breaking balls. Second at bat he said no, come hit these heaters. Went back to the breaking ball here to start off. Let's see what he does.
Velocity still hanging around 98, 99, 100. JD has hit into a forced play and struck out today. Red Sox nothing, Angels nothing here in the bottom of the 6th. There's a bullet. He'll hook that one to the wall. Bounces back from Mayfield. JD wants second. It's a high throw. He's into second base. And he'll get 2 out of this. Well, that was a determined sprint for JD Martinez.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, great job here. He got that hanger. Hits it off the wall. Jack made, and the ball bounced really hard off this wall. Jack had to come, actually had to come back in to go get it. JD puts his head down. I don't think he knew how quick Jack got that ball. Luckily, the throw was offline.
You're right. He was going no matter what.
He put his head down right here. Oh God! Hey, gotta love the hustle.
So for the second time today, Red Sox get an extra base hit. And here's Verdugo taking inside. He has struck out and grounded out. So Red Sox are getting the better of the opportunities today against the Angels.
Yeah, just got to capitalize right here.
It's the third time the Sox have had a runner down to second against Ohtani. One away. And 2-0. That was 100 miles an hour, but a misfire. Sox trying to get on the board against the reigning American League MVP. He's thrown 79 pitches today. He has not walked anybody. He struck out 10. But the Sox do have 5 hits off him. The Angels have only 1 off Red Sox pitching. Foul back 2-1. We thought, had they started a lefty today, that it would have been a good day for Alex Verdugo maybe to have off.
Yeah, but when you got a guy like Shohei in there, you need as many left-handed hitters as possible in that lineup. Man, they are really they're not trusting JD out there. That's the second time they switched up signs on the card.
He takes a look at Martinez and a 2-1. Good cut. Now the fastball 2-2. Cordero on deck. Can the Red Sox get on the board against Shohei Ohtani finally? Trying to shake off one tough loss last night. Here's the 2-2. Fought that one off.
Yeah, the swing before, he's getting beat on this fastball. I mean, it's 98 to 100. But I was just thinking about this as a hitter sometimes. you know you're getting beat, but he's got these off-speed pitches you got to respect. And the hard part is I need to get the head of the bat out there more. Oh, wait. But then when that happens, you get the split finger, and that's when you swing through it. I love right there, he got beat again on a fastball saying, no, I can foul this off. And if you throw me that split, I might have a chance to get a base hit off this.
Last year, batters were 11 for 127 against that splitter. That's .087 for a batting average. The lowest batting average of any pitch in the majors last year.
Not good hitter numbers.
2-2. And time granted very late by home plate umpire Paul Emmel. But he did give it.
It's always fun to see how pitchers react after that. A late call. Some just break down and it's the end of the world, and some just regain their composure and go at it.
Seen guys, when it's really late like that, just fire it up on top of that backstop.
Johnny Lester.
To the right side, and Fletcher will handle it. On to first in time. JD will advance to third. And 2 down.
Over here again.
Following Extra Innings Live, stay tuned for Red Sox Final presented by Aspiration. We will have more player reaction and the latest news from around the major leagues.
Now they'll send up Franchy Cordero. Has gone 0 for 2, couple of groundouts. He has made contact twice. Red Sox have a runner to third base with 2 down. Scoreless in the 6th inning. And the shift on for Franchy. He's aggressive. That was a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-1.
I ain't too proud to beg on a splitter in the dirt here, kicking away.
I hear you. Against this guy.
Guy's been throwing strikes left and right, and his percentage went down on strikes.
Little flare here and a catch. Oh, what a play. Outstanding play with the dive.
Man, this guy's been all over the field this series. Look at just hands on. Oh, snow cone.
Velasquez with a play of the game.
Hey, Doc.
Good morning. Take a crack at the bottom line, please.
L.I. That's live look-ins.
And the next line.
Doc, that's MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, bringing the new season into focus. Only on MLB Network.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
0-0 game. Red Sox and the Angels in the deciding game of the series. And Ohtani will climb in. He's 1 for 2 with their only hit today, a single that nearly got out of Fenway back in the 4th inning. And meanwhile on the mound he has struck out 10. And Houck deals, and that's in there for a strike. Tanner Houck taking over after Rich Hill went the first 5, gave up 1 hit, struck out 6. Two and 1. Ohtani, then Rendon, and then Walsh in this inning. Home run cut. 2-2.
Yeah. Ohtani didn't see that slider too well. Watch this thing. Oh. That's filth right there.
Let's see if he gets it again on the 2-2. Oh. In pain, he did get that slider, fouling that off himself, and he's down. Off that ankle.
It's not going to feel good planting in off that foot when he's pitching. Let's see if that would be a factor.
Yeah, this is part of the debate about what he's doing here, which is incredible, pitching at this level the way he does and hitting at this level. But how long can you do both when you do this to yourself?
Yeah, coming around the ball, hit yourself right in the ankle. You're going to feel that for a while, but you know, the pen's kind of moving around a little bit, but I'm not taking him out. He's been lights out.
The 2-2. Wouldn't chase it.
And that's why he's telling himself right there, stay inside the ball. You know, when you hit yourself in the foot, first thing you know is you're coming around the ball. It's not a good swing unless it's a filthy, filthy sinker.
High fly to left center field. Here comes JBJ. And 1 out, 7th inning for the Halos. Time now for our high-strength steel plates brought to you by New England Chevy dealers.
Yeah, Shohei's been the guy today. I mean, as advertised, throwing fastballs by guys, just pounding that strike zone all game, and then hitting this moon ball that just traveled for days, and Jackie losing in the sun at the last minute. Tough break, but luckily got out of the jam.
Ohtani winding up at first base. Nothing came of that. Here's Rendon now. He's flied out, struck out 0 for 2. Rendon, a 2-time National League Silver Slugger Award winner. 2014 and 19 with the Nationals. He won a World Series with them.
Had a lot of monster years.
And got a huge contract to go west. Bases empty, 1 down in the 7th. And that one hit foul to make it 0-2. You go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Red Sox will have the bottom third of the order due up. Dahlbeck, Jackie Bradley, and Kevin Plawecki. Two-strike pitch to Rendon.
One thing I love to watch in baseball is on-deck swings. What guys are working on, what guys are looking through. I'm watching right now with Walsh and seeing him, and he's on deck right now. But it's kind of fun to see what guys are doing, and it's not always their actual swing. They're working on something in a deficiency that they're trying to correct.
Ricochet got the umpire, Emmel. Pilecki making sure he's okay. That kinship between the catcher and the umpire.
It's strictly for getting calls, right?
Absolutely. Certainly there's politics involved.
That's it.
Catchers tend to be very decent human beings.
They are.
Oh, 2. Tanner Houck will be 26 in June out of St. Louis. Drafted out of the University of Missouri. He'll check, but he did not offer.
Ooh.
2-2.
Very close here. Man, it's a good take.
Looking to put Rendon away here. Ran it in, almost got him. With a full count. Walsh is on deck. Red Sox are about to invite in the Chicago White Sox over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Our only broadcast on NESN will be Saturday at 4. And he hangs in there to again, the umpire. Tough duty.
Yeah, that was a tough pitch too, and just a good job just fighting that thing off. Get some awkward swings sometimes when you just try to fight it off, but it's a sign of a good hitter.
Jared Walsh on deck, one away. And he walks him. Tried to get him to bid for that slider, but he wouldn't do it.
This Mother's Day, we invite moms and kids to take the field, celebrate the mother in your life at America's most beloved ballpark this Sunday, and stay post-game for a chance to run the bases together. Visit redsox.com/promos to learn more.
Walsh has gone 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped up. Not many base runners today for the Angels. The Red Sox have not turned a double play. Houck would love one right now, facing the number 5 hitter. Rendon aboard, being held by Bobby Dahlbeck at first base. An overshift. Playing him to pull that. Pops out of the glove, and Rendon is going to easily advance down to second.
Yeah, tough break right there. I was getting ready to talk about this, what Alex Cora talked about, but this ball just runs too far out, and Plow tries to get to it. Not easy. Alex mentioned something really interesting that fans should always watch. The first basemen are now not holding the runner on the base. They want them actually a foot off of it, so when they pick off, they tag their leg, because they've shown in the replays that guys are getting, it's the replay that shows they aren't getting back to the base quicker. So why try to tag to the hand, tag to the lower half before they get to the base? I thought that was genius.
You wonder when you hear about that, such an interesting observation, why that wasn't done before.
And it's because there was no replay. Because with no replay, the umpire doesn't see it that way.
There you go.
With replay, it's been noticed a lot more.
It's a shot to right field, hit with the pesky pull. That one down in the corner. That ball is gone. A home run for Jared Walsh, a 2-run shot. And just like that, 2-0 Angels here in the 7th inning. His 4th home run. Hooking that just down the line.
Yeah, just got that slider and just went down and flicked it and just hooked it around that foul pole. Look at this. Not a bad pitch. He just golfs it out of here.
And the Angels first to strike here in the 7th inning. Brings up Stassi, who's flied out and struck out. And just their 2nd hit today.
Is this the only ballpark that would be a home run? Probably a foul ball at most.
Got to be true. So the Red Sox with a lot of work to do. It feels like a lot when you're facing Ohtani. Down 2-0. And a wave and a miss on the slider. Walsh with a blast after the walk.
Statcast says it'd be home run in 24 parks. I don't know if I buy that.
One man out. Stassi, a .228 hitter with 3 home runs. And that's going to be strike 3. Caught him looking with a sinking fastball. 2 down.
Good job here bouncing back after that home run. Catches the bottom of the zone. Don't know if Stassi thought that was low or he was looking slider on that.
Sends up Jack Mayfield, who struck out and flied out first 2 times up. Not many hits in this one. As mentioned, just 2 for the Angels, but one of them just left the ballpark, and the Red Sox have been held to 5 by Ohtani. They had the home run by Walsh, by the way, going 344. So that makes a lot more sense.
So 380 is to that. 344, huh?
Didn't look it from here. But 344 was the measurement, so that makes a lot more sense. High pop into center. Out goes Story, coming on Jackie Bradley Jr. Jackie would like to take it and does, but Walsh connects on a home run to make it 2-0.
Should Viagra really cost $90? We don't think so. RexMD.com has FDA-approved generic Viagra starting at just $2 per tablet. Visit RexMD.com and fill out a brief survey, and if appropriate, you can try a sample pack of generic Viagra. Visit RexMD.com.
Now batting, number 5.
Nice seats. $50 though.
Hey, this dude got a seat for $20 on Game Time.
Whoa.
Download Game Time now. Come on, do it.
TV on channel 105 and Verizon Files, channel 1494, and soon on Fubo TV. Experience the stunning clarity and vivid color of 4K HDR that gets you even closer to the action. For more about how you can watch NESN Red Sox games in 4K, visit NESN.com/4K. And guys, earlier this afternoon, I talked with Angels' Kurt Suzuki, who played first base for the first time in his career. That spans 1,595 major league games, so shows his longevity. But I also asked him about the significance of this month, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. He says it's definitely an honor to be a cultural representative.
Mayfield coming in and makes the catch on the Bobby D fly ball, one away.
Of the islands and Asian Americans, because of course he's a Maui native. I also asked him about Shohei Ohtani, and he said he's had an unbelievable impact on the game already. Watching him at every stadium, this guy never gets booed, he says. He says pitchers also are sore for days after starts, but here is Ohtani batting third in the order and pitching into the 7th inning today for the Angels.
And now the 2-0 lead. They do have an active bullpen as Jackie Bradley Jr. gets in. He's doubled and flied out. And will carve himself a base hit. His second hit today. He's 2 for 3.
Yeah, Jackie Bradley isn't scared. He's not impressed. He's going up there ready to hit that slider. Good job hooking this one again, too.
So a double and a single for Jackie today. They're going to get Loop up in their bullpen. First time they've had activity out there today. Plawecki will be the batter. He has flied out 2 times. Red Sox have out-hit the Angels 6-2, but they're down 2-0 in the 7th. One man out, one man on. .89 pitches for the right-hander.
It's the most all season for him, correct?
Yes, it is.
Also, too, that he hit that ball off his right ankle, too. So that last pitch was 95. A little tick down.
1-1. Ohtani with his first career start on the mound at Fenway. Dropped his ERA more than a full run so far today. It started out at 4.19, now at 3.16. Ball and 2 strikes on Plawecki. Trevor Story on deck. Difference in the game, a Jared Walsh 2-run homer off of Tanner Houck in the top of this inning. One-two from Shohei Ohtani. That fastball is 97.
He's back.
Red Sox about to invite in the Chicago White Sox. Nathan Eovaldi going tomorrow night, 7:10. Nate bringing in a 251 earned run average. Nick Pivetta pitching on Saturday afternoon. And then on Sunday morning at 11:35, Michael Wacha. Popped up down the line. Velasquez giving chase, says he has it and makes the play. 2 away.
This week on Dining Playbook, Billy Costa checks out Woods Hill Pier 4 in the Seaport with owner Kristen Canty. Plus, check out the long-awaited reopening of Somerville's Thirsty Scholars Pub. Catch Dining Playbook Saturday morning at 9 on NESN. Driven by your New England Chevy dealers.
Tough day for Trevor Story. He's been up 3 times. Ohtani has struck him out 3 times. JBJ still there at first base, 2 down. And here's pitch number 94.
All it takes is that one. Tie this game up. Just missing that slider. He's been pretty good though. He's been putting it where he wants.
He's falling behind with a couple of them here now, 2-0.
Well, that's where we're hoping. We're hoping those sliders that just stay up above and Trevor can put one up into that monster seats. Tie this game up.
Let's see if he gets something to drive here.
And I'm guessing this is his last hitter with Loop in the bullpen and Raffy up next.
Ohtani with a 2-0 pitch. And he missed with that one. He did go with a fastball. It's 3-0.
With Raffy on deck, I'm saying give him the take sign here. But it's also hard too because he's been pounding the strike zone all day. You want your hitters being aggressive in case that's the only pitch they get.
That's right. He hadn't walked anybody.
And there it is, of course.
His get me over fastball.
Yeah.
95.
Yeah, the good thing is you got two more to work with and you just got to be smart. You got to hunt the pitches in your zone, not get outside of it, knowing that you can go to 3-2. Being confident with 2 strikes. Not easy when you struck out 3 times though either. That's why this game's mental.
Has a good count. 97 again, now 3-2.
Good fastball right there, just got above the barrel.
Now Jackie will get a head start. 2 down and a full count on Story. Just looking to make contact in this at bat. And he strikes him out again. Foul tip to the mitt. Struck him out for the 4th time today. 1 man left.
This was my first time using telemedicine, and I'd recommend this process to anyone.
The total experience was amazing. I couldn't be happier with the product.
At RexMD.com, we've made the process fast, easy, and affordable. Visit RexMD.com right now.
At Boll & Branch, we don't make bedding like everyone else. We make it better. We prioritize thread quality, not thread count. We source the finest 100% organic cotton to make the softest, most luxurious fabrics on earth. We're free from toxins, the way home should be. Boll & Branch is made different, so you can sleep better at night. Experience the difference at bollandbranch.com.
Now batting, number 5.
Nice seats. $50 though?
Hey, this dude got his seat for only $20 on Game Time.
Whoa.
Game Time tracks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals, so you can get tickets for up to 60% off.
60% off?
Mystical ballpark voice?
Yeah.
That guy freaks me out.
Download Game Time now. Come on, do it.
Learn more at cbshealth.com. Kevin Youkilis, Dave O'Brien, and Jemai Webster. We go on to the 8th inning. 2-0 Angels on a home run by Jared Walsh in the 7th. Here's Marsh to lead things off. He struck out 2 times. Shohei Ohtani powering his way through 7 innings and striking out 11. Lying the Red Sox only 6 hits, no runs. Marsh, Velasquez, and then Ward due up here in the 8th inning for the Halos.
One inning away from these shadows creeping in.
Yeah, right behind home plate, right behind the umpire right now.
It's really tough to pick up sliders.
And a 2-1 from Tanner Houck. Rich Hill was terrific today. 5 innings, 1 hit, no run, struck out 6, walked only 1 man. Gave way to Tanner. He gave up the home run. Pitching on both sides has been outstanding. So far, Ohtani's gone all the way for L.A. That's floated down the line. Verdugo is way over. That's going to drop in. Marsh will take turn, go back to first base, got himself a base hit. Rich Hill's pitching line brought to you by A's Ticket. A's Ticket with the best seats at the lowest prices. 68 pitches for Rich today, 40 strikes.
Yeah, look good today. You know, move the ball in and out, drop those curveballs in, drop down those curveballs. I mean, or sliders or slurves, whatever we want to call them. But man, he did a great job of keeping those hitters off balance.
Velasquez is 0 for 2. He has grounded a short and whiffed. Devers in at third against the bunt, and time granted. Rich Hill today was making his 200th career start. And a dive back by Marsh. Velasquez, the number 9 hitter. He's squaring. And did that drill him? Yeah, it did.
Check him.
He got hit by the pitch.
Checked it. Yeah.
Put runners at first and second.
Umpire said he didn't attempt down at third base, but I don't think this is reviewable, right? I get, well, swing. I mean, I don't think you can review it, right?
Cannot hit batsman in any event.
Man, that's close.
Squaring around to bunt. He gets plunked. And it's 2 on and none out.
That hurts. But right there, like, it just from up above in our angle, it looked like he was trying to, and then he didn't really like dramatically take it back. And sometimes they'll call that if you don't bring it all the way back.
Top of the order now, Ward, who has whiffed on 2 occasions, also taken ball 4. And big trouble here for Houck and the Red Sox. 2-0 game. Ward with the go-ahead home run in the 10th inning last night. He's been their hottest guy. 364, 6 home runs. Base hit and a hit batsman in the 8th inning. And Houck really needs a ground ball right at somebody. Popped up instead into foul ground. Dahlbeck ranging over, and it's off into the seats. 1, none out. Fly ball headed for that wall and left. Backing up Verdugo. Has to play it off the 10. Marsh into third. He's going to run right through a stop. Now he's going to try and head back, and he does. As the throw came back into the infield. And that's going to load up the bases for the Angels.
Well, just got, almost got in enough on him. Luckily he hit the wall on that one for him. But interesting play here too, because when you're on second base and nobody out, and you think that left fielder is going to catch you, you're going to tag. He waits the last minute. Ball hits. He's kind of in between.
So now the infield in. Fletcher, the batter. They're all loaded up with nobody out. And he's going to rake a base hit into left field. Marsh is in to score. Throw comes into third, and they are reloaded. And that's going to make it 3-0. That's their third hit in the inning. As Fletcher will pick up his second RBI of the year. And now Ohtani will swing.
Yeah, just a sinker that stayed up too much. Fletcher with a good short stroke there into left. Verdugo made a really good play though. That ball could have got by him.
So it's Velasquez down to third, Ward at second, Fletcher at first, Ohtani in the box. He is 1 for 3 with a base hit. And he's going to sock that one toward the wall. That's off the green as well. Velasquez will score, throw to third, close and safe. And another run in. So 4-0 Angels. Ohtani smokes one to the wall.
Yeah, the Angels are having a hard time with the wall and understanding how to run. The key to playing the wall is watching the outfielder. When he turns that back right away, you go. You don't even hesitate. You don't even think about it. But right here, Doogie dekes him a little bit. But then right there, you run. You run right away once that outfielder turns his back.
Ward, Fletcher, and Ohtani on the bases for Rendon. 4-0 the Halos. Rendon has flied out, struck out. He's also walked and scored. So the Angels really threatening to open it up big time here. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. 1-1. Nobody out. And it is beginning to get away from the Red Sox in a big way.
Need that strikeout here.
1-2. Red Sox have Cutter Crawford up in the bullpen. Haven't seen a whole lot of Crawford lately. Hawks 1-2 pitch. High chop on the infield. Raphael has to glove and fire. And in time to get him as the run comes in. And a really high bouncer to third. And it is 5-0.
Yeah, unlucky break here. This ball's just hit too high. Stays lower to the ground. You got an easy play at home. No play at home, and Raffy's got to go to first.
So here comes Alex Cora. Crawford ready to enter, and the day is done for Houck, who allows all 5 runs to this point. Rough outing for Tanner. And we'll take the break as well. 5-0 Angels here in the 8th inning. To the track, to the wall. He made the catch.
Catch your team.
Oh, what a play.
My team.
He lifts and makes the catch.
Every team.
As good as it gets.
Only on MLB Network.
Join Kevin
Kevin Millard.
I'm just a dude that loves baseball.
And Steven Nelson.
I'm nervous as hell, man.
On a quest for legends worthy of the sacred prize.
You thought I lost my mind? What?
It's unpredictable baseball coverage that will have you on the edge of your seat all season long.
So keep it locked here on MLB Network all day.
Swing into action and join the adventure on Intentional Talk, only on MLB Network.
Let's watch some baseball.
Red Sox, W.B. Mason. Who but W.B. Mason, delivering since 1898. And by Salem 5 Bank, we're here to help you make your move. Angels have made theirs. They now lead at 5-0. They knock out Tanner Houck. BuyFordNow.com. Call to the bullpen. Cutter Crawford to make an appearance here. And a right-hander about to take on Jared Walsh after the RBI ground out by Rendon made it 5-0.
Yeah, tough one right here. Like that shatter to come across the plate a little more with Cutter with what he has. He'd be a tough guy to pick up, how he short arms the ball.
Last time up, Walsh crunched one down the right field line past the pesky pole. They say traveled 344 feet. Didn't quite look like that, but that's what they had on the tail of the tape. His 4th home run of the season. He's got runners at 2nd and 3rd. Infield in. Five runs, 6 hits for LA. No runs on 6 hits for Boston. Angels threatening to win the series. Here's the 0-1. They finally get some run support for Shohei Ohtani, who has been, as advertised, here today at Fenway. Oh, 2 poke foul. Powerful connection presented by Xfinity.
Yeah, it's a tough one here with that slider. He just went down and got it. You know, lefties love that ball down and in, but man, the way he hit that, that's pretty impressive how he's kept that fair.
Experience a powerful, secure Wi-Fi connection for all your devices. Xfinity X-Fi. Can your internet do that? Got jammed big time. How about this? Just enough to get it in the outfield. That's going to bring in 2 runs. And he has 4 RBIs on the day. 2 very different swings. This one muscled through the open spaces to make it 7-0.
Yeah, when things aren't going well, this stuff happens, man. It's inevitable, I feel.
Wow.
It's a great pitch. And the shift got it. That's a shift beater if I've ever seen one.
Scoring Fletcher and Ohtani to make it 7-0. Here's Max Stassi. Boy, did this come apart quickly in the last 2 innings. And it's a 5-run 8th. Last night was the 10th inning where they exploded. 1-1.
Yeah, and it's hard too because he's throwing the ball so well. he had that one really bad, right? Gave up a bunch of runs. But when I've seen Cutter pitch, he's got some good stuff. And right there, that's a great pitch. Jamming a lefty like that.
Seven runs on only 7 hits today for the Angels. They've not committed an error. Nothing across on 6 hits for the Red Sox with no errors. It'll be Mike Myers, a right-hander, heating up in their bullpen. So Ohtani not only goes 7 innings and strikes out 11. Shutout innings at that. At the plate, he also goes 2 for 4. That'll be strike 3, and contributes an RBI. And 2 down here.
Yeah, that's a slider on a great location on that outside corner. It's so short and quick out of his hand, and if you're not seeing it out, it's hard to pick up that spin. Great pitch.
And Tyler Wade to hit. He's the pinch batter. Hitting for Mayfield here. Wade acquired from the Yankees last November for cash considerations. So Fenway gets real quiet with a 5-run 8th. And Crawford's 2-0 pitch. Right by him at 97. And if the Red Sox do fall in this one, they will drop to 10-16. Yankees are idle today. Fly to center field. In comes JBJ, and that finally is the 3rd out, but they get 5, and the Angels lead it 7-0.
Hey, Doc.
Good morning. Take a crack at the bottom line, please.
L.I. That's live look-ins.
And the next line.
Doc, that's MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, bringing the new season into focus. Only on MLB Network.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Great ball players right here going at it. Shohei climbing with 100 at the top, the 99 and 100, and then got him with that split. And gets pumped up and jacked up for that strikeout. Raffy wasn't a big fan of the reaction. Watched him all the way back to the dugout.
So Ohtani is done for the day. They're going to dip into their bullpen for the first time. Mike Myers, the right-hander, who gets used a lot last year, 72 games. Wade stand in the ball game in left. Ohtani, 11 strikeouts, no runs over 7, didn't walk anybody. So he was terrific. Also had 2 hits and an RBI. So have yourself a day.
Yeah, it was, every time he comes to a place like this, it's always huge advertisements, and he did not let the fans down that wanted to come see him.
Raphael did get a hit earlier in the game. He's going to pop this one up off third. Rendon moving near his dugout and lunges, and he caught the ball. And the webbing while dipping over that railing. Friendly territory. And one away.
Man, when it rains, it pours, doesn't it? I mean, that is an inch away from being a foul ball. Unbelievable. I mean, he went a long way to go get this, and staying with it. Man, great catch. Checking the railing. Teammates, they don't know what to do.
Pat him on the back.
He's got to find some better teammates in there that know how to handle that situation.
Hang on to him. Xander Bogaerts. 1-for-3, a single. He's hitting .358, 2 home runs. Myers pumps it in there. Red Sox first pitch presented by Rodenhiser Home Services. TC Jim and Ellis highlighting Xander on the Rodenhiser Heat Zone as we check out his numbers over the last 8 games.
Yeah, just an absolute force to be reckoned with that bat. He's coming to the game second in batting average, and just all around great hitter. The base hit he got today, utilizing the opposite field, playing the shift. Right now, with Myers throwing these tight sliders in that shadow, not a fun at bat.
JD Martinez on deck. Popped up again. Round home plate. Stassi says he has it. 2 up and 2 down. JD Martinez looking for his second hit today. He doubled in the 6th inning. Red Sox had just a handful of opportunities against Ohtani. Had back-to-back singles with 2 down in the 3rd inning by Devers, and Bogaerts couldn't score. Jackie Bradley led off the 5th inning with a double. But then Ohtani got Plawecki to fly out. He struck out Story and Devers back-to-back. JD with that double with 1 out in the 6th inning. Nothing came of that. The 7th inning, a base hit by Jackie Bradley, but the Red Sox could not advance it.
Yeah, when he needed it, he reached back and he would get that strikeout. But I mean, when you're throwing 83% strikes all day, you have good command, and you can nibble and then figure out when you want to go pump 100 at the top of the zone. JD was a little frustrated in that first one. He wanted the home plate umpire to go down to first to see if the check swing. And when those shadows are there, you see a lot of check swings on sliders.
JD running his hitting streak to 8 consecutive games with that double in the 6th inning.
Yeah, the big thing with the sliders and the shadows is this basically, it just becomes dark. You don't see the spin as well when it gets really dark and gets in those shadows. It's when it creeps out a little farther than now, but it's just a weird look with the shadows. So it's Whenever you hear guys talk about those shadows creeping at Fenway Park, that's what it is. It's just it's a little dark. You just don't pick up on the spin.
Nobody on base, 2 down. And it's going to be in there for strike 3. Quick inning. Red Sox go in order in the 8th.
It's the ultimate power hour. Quick Pitch takes you around the league.
Things are heating up
for every must-see moment from the majors.
The defending champs are doing what they do best.
Quick Pitch, late nights and every morning, only on MLB Network.
Baseball's biggest moments are live on MLB Big Inning. MLB.TV's nightly show takes you from game to game for all the grand slams, no-hitters, walk-offs, and more as they happen.
Wow, he can do it all!
Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel.
This is some kind of awesome.
After your game ends, the action's just heating up on MLB Big Inning. Every night on MLB.TV.
Select pregame and postgame coverage. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Dave?
Thanks, Jemai. We go on to the 9th inning. And it's become all Angels. They're on top 7-0. In the last game of the series with Chicago coming in next. It's gotten away in the last 2, though. That's when all the runs have scored. In the 7th and the 8th. This guy Brandon Marsh was part of it with a base hit in the 8th inning. Came in to score one of their 5 runs in that frame. Marsh and then Velasquez and then Ward. Due up here for Joe Madden's Angels. Came in first place in their division. Joe, of course, with a lot of success at Tampa Bay. And then with the Chicago White Sox, winning a world championship finally there in Chicago.
The Cubbies. You're locked into the White Sox coming here tomorrow.
The 3-1. And pop foul back out of play. Yeah, it's been a while for the White Sox. Well, they had a couple of really good teams that did win a World Series at last. A 3-2 pitch on the way to Marsh. He's a .254 hitter. And hit that high and deep into right field. Cordero drifting back, looking to the bullpen, and that is gone. Home run for Brandon Marsh, his 3rd of the year, to make it 8-0. And he will touch them all with a drive, and that is their 2nd home run today.
Yeah, just got this fastball. I mean, there's a center cut right here. Put a big swing on this thing, and Cutter knew right away, right when he released it, that was going to be trouble.
Velasquez hit by a pitch and scored a run last time. This has been a tale of two very different games. I mean, the first 6 innings was a total pitcher's duel. And most of that was Rich Hill against Shohei Ohtani. Then 2 runs on a home run in the 7th inning, 5 in the 8th inning for the Angels, and another here in the 9th.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, gotten really good performance, from Rich Hill, and then not to finish it off on the back end. It's been like that all year, right? It's just if it's not the starting, it's the bullpen. If it's not the bull, then it's the hitting and defense. It's just things are not going well right now.
Well, last night, a very difficult loss, a gut punch of a defeat, because it looked, at least for a few minutes, like the Red Sox were going to have one of their best wins of the season when Xander Bogaerts hit the home run in the 8th inning. That is swung on and missed. He struck him out, and 1 gone in the 9th. And then it evaporated. Bullpen could not get it done, and eventually the Angels walked out with an easy victory, and now they're on top 8-0 here on Cinco de Mayo. And even though the White Sox have not had a great record, they are a hot team all of a sudden. They won 3 in a row coming into town. They're 11-13. They trail Minnesota by 3.5 in the AL Central. It's a very good baseball team.
Yeah, on paper, they were loaded and stacked to be, leading the AL Central and running away with it right out the gate before a game is even played. But this game's got to be played, and crazy things happen. I mean, we can't forget the reigning World Series champions last year. What was when was the first time they had a winning record? In 2021, the Braves.
Yeah, that was an interesting season. You're right, and did not start well. A little flare in the center field, and out number 2. So, a couple men out, and Fletcher will be the batter. Base is empty. Bounding ball, nice scoop by Dahlbeck. He'll shovel it over to Crawford to get the out. To retire the side, a home run, and it's 8-0 LA. To the track, to the wall. He made the catch.
Catch your team.
Oh, what a play.
My team.
He lifts and makes the catch.
Every team.
As good as it gets.
Only on MLB Network. Join Kevin Millar.
I'm just a dude that loves baseball.
And Steven Nelson.
I'm nervous as hell, man.
On a quest for legends worthy of the sacred prize.
You thought I lost my mind, but
it's unpredictable baseball coverage that will have you on the edge of your seat all season long.
So keep it locked here on MLB Network all day.
Swing into action and join the adventure on Intentional Talk. Only on MLB Network.
Let's watch some baseball.
Services. Lord Hobo. Enjoy the game with the Lord Hobo Brewing. And by BigTimeBats.com. Visit now for your special Mother's Day David Ortiz Hall of Fame bat. Now, bottom of the ninth coming away 8-0 Angels. Verdugo to lead things off here. We were talking about the Red Sox record, and a loss here would put the Sox at 10-16. And you were musing about the first time the Atlanta Braves got over 500 last season on their way to winning the whole thing. It was early August.
Wow.
It's even deeper into the season than I thought.
That's wild. Yeah, I mean, these seasons are long. Crazy things happen. Every team goes through some horrible times and really, really good times. But I'll go out on a limb and say the Reds will not win the World Series.
The 3-21 Reds. If you told me right now Red Sox would have a rough start, it would take a while to get over 500, and then they were going to win the whole thing, I'd feel a lot better right now.
I think all fans would feel better if I had that where I had the powers to make that happen, but I don't.
Fly down to the left field corner by Alex Verdugo, but a foul ball, and he is 0 for 3 today. With Franchi Cordero on deck. 8 runs, 8 hits for Los Angeles. No runs on 6 hits for Boston. Although for a chunk of the game, the Red Sox were actually getting the better scoring chances.
Yeah.
Not many against Ohtani because he was terrific, but only allowed 6 hits in 7 innings. A little swing and bunt here. Myers off the bump and gets him. Made a nice play. 1 away. Look back at Shohei Ohtani's day. First career start at Fenway on the mound.
Yeah, he came out. I mean, this guy was just pounding the strike zone all day. I mean, getting jacked up on the Devers strikeout, and then this ball that, man, Rich Hill, just by his face, the way he recognized that thing, he looked up so high. And then that base hit to left. Shohei's a guy that would do really, really well here, too, the way he inside outs that ball with his strength, using that monster.
He's had some great games here already.
Yeah.
And by the way, along with the 7 strong innings, to put it mildly, he had 2 hits and an RBI.
And hit a ball off his ankle and stayed in and threw 98 after. Tough kid. No longer a kid, though. He's 30.
30 years old and a superstar. And showed it today. Franchi has grounded out 2 times. He's also popped to short 0 for 3.
These are some of the toughest at bats too as a hitter. You got to go up there and you got to have good at bats. I mean, this, it's part of your game of your average, your numbers.
You're looking at the score and all that, and there's not a lot of electricity in the ballpark. So did you have like a mechanism, something you went to in situations like this, and you had another at bat or 2 coming?
You really just got to focus. You got to keep your focus. You got to keep your mind at a level that you're still competing like it's a 2-2 game and you need to get on base and get a knock. Easier said than done a lot of times.
Dahlbeck on deck. And Myers a 2-2 home. And he's gone full on Franchi. Only one Red Sox with a multi-hit game today. That's Jackie Bradley with a double and a single. He put him away with a fastball at 95 and 2 down in the 9th.
Just an elevated heater there. I tell you, man, elevated heaters are in Major League Baseball, have been for a few years, and you just got to figure out how to get shorter to that ball and direct.
Bobby Dahlbeck a single in the 2nd inning that broke an 0 for 16. 1 for 3. Again, only 6 Red Sox hits today. Just a couple for extra bases. And the Angels trying to complete a shutout here at Fenway in the last game of the series and take the series 2-1. Dahlbeck 149 with the 1 home run. Nobody on base, 2 down in the 9th. 2-1. Nathan Eovaldi tomorrow night 7:10 against the White Sox. Nick Pivetta going Saturday. Michael Wacha on Sunday morning. That's an 11:35 first pitch. 2-2. Michael Wacha, by the way, number 4 in the majors in ERA. 1.38. 2-2 to Dahlbeck. And a high fly ball into left that should do it. And Wade there to make the catch. This one turned late, but all Angels 8-0.
Yeah, tough one here. Good start by Rich Hill, and just got to look at the positives here, move on. Got to take the first game against the White Sox and try to win a series.
Chicago in next. Hugh, thanks very much. Let's go to TC.